can't help how I think about you. You've moved on like I'm about to. 'Cause you don't really need my
Enter into a new dimension of creation. The power to design, animate, and edit. Cool and quiet as you create, with breathtaking graphics performance. The way you create will never be the same.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another night of the XP Esports Rainbow Six Women's League. I am Blue Panda. Joining me, as always, is the one, the only, the infamous and famous Cthulhu. Cthulhu, we're coming towards the end of the season. How are we feeling? This is it, the final play day of the regular season before we move into playoffs. We do know who our teams are, so the only thing that can be decided from this matchup, or these matchups tonight, is seeding. So do you reckon we might see some spicy strats coming
in? Maybe we might be seeing a few spicy strats. Look, yeah, like you said, the standings, or rather the top four, has been locked in, so it is seedings only. But honestly, I still feel like the girls will give us some fiery action tonight. And with the group stage coming to a close after tonight, one last chance for some of the teams that haven't been able to make it into the top four. Still, they get a chance to maybe fight for maybe a few maybe upsets, maybe a few flashy plays, maybe a few memes here. But I definitely think tonight is going to be all about just having fun and enjoying just the overall atmosphere.
Yeah, look, I myself have been promised that we might see some interesting stuff.
So
I don't know whether or not we'll actually get it, but I can tell you that I have been promised, and I will hold them to it. We won't know until we get there, obviously, but we do have two pretty solid matchups here for us tonight, and I honestly could not be any more excited getting into them. So, well, hey, look, why didn't we'll work our way through? There's a bit of a process to this whole thing, so we'll carry on through and we'll get there eventually.
Yes. So before we'll get into all the nitty-gritty stuff, we do need to go quickly over the format and the teams as well that have joined us for this season already. Over 6 weeks now, after tonight is going to be all 7 weeks. All of these 8 teams have managed to show us some fantastic play days. Those are Wrens, Nocturnal, Grumpy Grapes, Beanix, Calypso, Nutty Gaming, Elevate, and 71st Recon. Like I mentioned before, the teams have been improving just hugely in a matter of even almost days. So honestly, look, I've been excited to see how they've played on every play day, and for some of the teams that are going to be playing tonight, it is also going to be a set of absolute bangers. So here's also the league format coming right up. Group stage just about to be finished up, 7 weeks, and then we shall be seeing 2 weeks of semi-finals and finals as well coming right up, and those are going to be played in fashion of best of 3. So in playoffs, definitely much more chances now to have a bit more of a kind of back and forth kind of play between the teams, more chances to bust out some of the flashier strats. So overall, I'm just getting even more so now excited for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're almost at that stage. We're literally 1 week out from heading into the playoff stage, and I mean, why don't we chuck it up there? We'll remind everyone what these girls are playing for here today. there is some real money in the bank available for this. $3,000 all up. And it's going to be split pretty easily. Champions will walk away with a cool 50% of it, 1,500 Australian dollars there in the back pocket for them. Second place, they will walk away with $1,000 for themselves. Third place, they do get 500, and there will be a third and fourth place matchup to decide who takes out the bronze medal here in the competition. So, I mean, don't think that the competition is going to slack off towards the end of the playoff stage. It's going to be hard fought the entire way through. Now, that is not the only prize that is available here this season for the XP Esports Women's League. There is also our MVP prize. The MVP of the season will walk away with a ZQ Racing chair of their own. And look, everyone knows the deciding factor in Rainbow Six is how good your gaming chair is. And with one of these, easy top 10 champion.
Easy, if not top 1 straight away. Just send it absolute to the top. But yeah, look, with all of the formalities now out of the way, let's have a look at the standings that we've so far achieved. The 6 weeks have passed. We do have Nocturnal, who just last week actually handed in the first L in a while to Elevate and pushed them on to the second place. Renz and Calypso are the ones closing out the top 4 position, and then 71st Recon, Nutty Gaming, Grumpy Grapes, and Beanix are the ones to finish up the rest of the leaderboard. And honestly, look, I've been genuinely impressed by Renz, genuinely impressed by Calypso, how they've been pushing some of these plays, how they've been going for some of those matches. And the rest of the teams have actually shown us some great improvement, and especially I have to give big props to Nocturnal, who finally managed to kind of realize that revenge story, I suppose, against Elevate.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but it was one of the greatest matches we have had this season. It went the full distance. It came down to the wire. We saw some stunning stuff on the board. And Nocturnal, yeah, they were able to break out of the shadow of Elevate, their former organization as well, if you remember, to take that win and deal a pretty devastating blow coming into the seeding part. Now, in terms of going into playoffs, we're not going to see anyone in the top 4 knocked out of those positions now. But what is going to be decided between Nocturnal and Elevate, whoever wins this week will take the highest seeding going into playoffs, if obviously their opponent loses. Same with Ren's Calypso. If one team wins, one team loses, it will decide who sits third, who sits fourth. So there is some changes that could be made here, but on the whole, not overwhelmingly significant. But, I mean, look, I was just talking about the matches. Why don't we throw it up? We're going to see who we're going to be watching here tonight. And, well, look, hey, we got a bit of a precursor before we went live. And honestly, I think these ones are going to be the ones to watch.
Yeah, look, I'm keen for even the very first matchup that we shall be seeing. That is going to be Nocturnal versus Renz to be the ones streamed away. And then off stream, we will be keeping everyone updated on the score lines. That is Calypso versus Nutty Gaming and Elevate versus 71st Recon. And then to close the day off and the group stage as well, it's going to be Grumpy Grapes versus Beanix. So overall, a very solid lineup of matches for Nocturnal. This is going to be, I feel, the match for them to kind of look into winning. Same goes for Elevate, and I don't think Elevate will really have a whole lot of issues there. Calypso and versus Nutty Gaming. Now, this one on paper should be Calypso's dub, but should they lose, Renz might actually have a possible chance of moving up onto the third place, which is a whole different story, I feel.
Yeah, honestly, the round difference between Renz and Calypso, even if both teams lose, it is going to be who has the most rounds in the pocket, that round differential. So, I mean, I think, at the moment, Calypso, they're 2 rounds down in that round differential. Renz are plus 13, Calypso are plus 11. So, if Calypso can win or even lose with a less significant round differential than Renz, there is a chance that gets knocked out. But honestly, Renz versus Nocturnal I'm so glad we're getting this matchup. This one is probably the one we're going to see the biggest sweat coming out of, because it will decide the seeding. Nocturnal, they don't want to lose. They don't want to be knocked down into second seed. Renz, they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose and be knocked out of third seed. On the other side, and Calypso Nutty, it leans a little bit more Calypso's way. They're not too fast. They can't go any lower. So if they lose, it's not the worst situation. Elevate, realistically, it should be an Elevate win. They've played phenomenally throughout the season, and as much as I do like the 71st Recon girls, I think Elevate, they're going to come and play their game. They don't show any mercy when it comes to Rainbow Six, and Unfortunately, I don't think 71st Recon are going to be the first teams to experience it here. And then our final matchup of the night, Grumpy Grapes versus Phoenix. Now, like we said, there's no chance that the standings are changed. This is going to be purely a match for honor coming into the end of the season. Whoever loses this will be knocked into 8th place. So they are playing to avoid the wooden spoon prize. You never want to get that, whether it's sport or esports. So that one, yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of heat coming off of that one as well. So I'm definitely excited to be getting into it. Now, why don't we have a deeper dive into our first matchup of the night? Rens versus Nocturnal. We'll see who is going to be taking the stage here tonight. Now, both teams have proved themselves very, very capable coming through the latter half of the season. Last time we saw both these teams play, last week it was Calypso. They took a big 7-2 win off of Phoenix. Nocturnal denied Elevate Women's team from going into overtime, taking the match 7-5. So both these teams, they've played some very, very competent Siege. I think Calypso's probably had, I would say, easier, but just the same level of success as the Rens as Nocturnal have in previous weeks. But I mean, the big thing, Cthulhu, you got to remember, Nocturnal took a map off of Elevate Women's. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, Nocturnal definitely showed us some absolutely phenomenal play and managed to actually make it a very pretty close map as well. So definitely they now finally grown up to that, I suppose, level where they can challenge with the best of the best in the Women's League finally. And previously it was more so of a question of can they finally kind of achieve that? They finally done that. Now they need to stick to that status. They need to defend that because this from here on, it's more so now kind of them needing to now prove whether it was a fluke or not. Maybe for Elevate it wasn't a good day, but let's actually take a look at the rosters now and take a deeper dive into maybe some of those stats and talk about some of the players. So for Rens, we have Bernabear as Brunex, Sporky, and Minxie, who will be coming in on board as a sub due to some circumstances for one of the Rens players. So overall, Sporky and Az being introduced to the roster has shown us some really cool plays, some really solid plays overall. Bernabear, a solid player in general. Same could be said for Minxie. She has quite a fair bit of competitive history behind her back, and being part of Shadownet roster back in LPL Pro, albeit that LPL Pro roster didn't really have a particularly great record. I still reckon she could be a extremely valuable asset for tonight for Rens.
Yeah, and a lot of that, struggle came down to keeping a consistent roster. There was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that did culminate that team struggling. But Minxie was always one of the standout players for that team, always very, very consistent, keeping the team level-headed. So definitely going to be an interesting spanner thrown into the works here. Could be the tool that Rens need to push it over and take this win away from Nocturnal. Not to sleep on any other girls. Bernabear as Brunex, Sporky have proved themselves very, very solidly throughout the second half of the season. As in particular is someone that I have seen play a lot. I've played against her. She is an absolute fiend when it comes to picking up those significant frags. Bernabear as well. She played with you guys for the Oceanic Challenger League qualifiers, and from the sounds of it, did a pretty decent job of putting the team on her shoulders a couple of rounds. Unfortunately, she obviously didn't qualify. She's here. But these girls are definitely in position to cause a significant upset tonight.
Oh, yeah. They have all the potential. They have all the all the skill going for them here. It's now up to them to actually put that skill to use. Now, let's have a look at the team that will be, technically defending their title here and their first place. That is going to be Nocturnal, Aussie, Sav, AJ Tiger, Crescent, and Mons with Pion as a sub. And look, this roster currently lossless and having a flawless run throughout this season. Definitely looking pretty sweet right now in that first place.
Yeah, look, I mean, if consistency was an Olympic sport, these girls would be taking out the gold medal right now. They just have been playing on form throughout the season. There's a reason they're in first place. They are pushing to prove themselves and dethrone the champions that are Elevate, their former org as well, mind you. So there's a lot for these girls to prove, a lot on the line, and they have been living up to that reputation of the first place team in the competition. So I'm excited to see what they're bringing to the table. obviously they again, we talked about it, they are not in a position to be knocked out of playoffs, so there is a chance they may not take this as super serious. Obviously they've got playoffs as well, so it could be a case of maybe saving some strats as well. So I think that is where the potential for the upset comes in. But in saying that, it's still not a reason to count them out of this match.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I still think that at the end of the day, the moment they start feeling like maybe some of the memes are not working out, they will put the foot down and kind of finish this matchup in their favor. But before we even get to that matchup, let's quickly have a look at the map vetoes and map bans as well to see where we are going to be actually heading over, because this is going to be quite a spicy one. Theme park coming into the play.
Yeah, look, coming into the tail end of the season, obviously going into the next one, we are not going to be seeing theme park again. It saddens me to say, but yeah, no theme park next season. So I couldn't imagine a better send off from the regular season. We're going to be heading there. Interesting that we see, some of these other maps banned out, given that we've seen a heck of a lot of Clubhouse, and I think that's exactly why Rens have banned it up, because we have seen Nocturnal consistently show up and take some big rounds on that map. So it makes sense that we see that banned out. The rest of them, again, makes a lot of sense. There's nothing crazy. I mean, look, it's not like we're going to a coastline, which is, I think there's been one, maybe two coastline maps so far in the Women's League. They like to play their structured, strategic games. So yeah, theme park is going to fit well into that. And look, I'm excited. There we go. You love the flavor vids, just having a bit of a fly around theme park. I might download that one later on, so at least I can console myself next season when Chalet is the only option. But this is an interesting map. All 4 bomb sites are viable. They're not your first pick, but all 4 bomb sites are viable, so we can see some very interesting strategies coming. Obviously, how that goes is going to be dictated by operator bans, and we've seen some interesting stuff in Tier 1 play in terms of bans globally, but it's, those leagues, they don't have theme parks, so I'm not expecting the likes of a Sledge ban or a Jaeger ban coming in here.
Yeah, well, straight off the bat, mandatory Thatcher ban is coming right in. And nothing too spicy. Maybe from Rens we shall be seeing something, seeing as they already prepped it up. Now it's going to be, well, a Maverick. Also a very solid ban here for the attack, especially on certain sides like the Throne Room and Armory, and even the Initiation Room. Maverick can be coming in quite clutch. Echo ban, though. Now that is getting slightly in the kind of area of spice, although it is fairly understandable still how powerful Echo can be.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's a case of, we have seen in recent weeks and top tier play just how insanely effective an Echo can be, and I think that is where that respect ban is coming in. Valkyrie, obviously, another key information gatherer in the competitive pool, taking up the board. She is going to see a lot of hate this season, I think, just because of how key information gathering is going to be. So, I mean, next season, I have no doubt that we're going to see a ban out just as much. And that's where we see Zero come into it. They're not going to have cams, so why not use them for ourselves? And yes. Look, I'm excited, and I'm excited for one reason only. I had a bit of a chat with Az, this morning, the last couple of days. I have been promised at least one ACS 12 spawn peak. The Maestro fully auto slug shotgun, so I'm looking forward to their defensive half.
Well, honestly, I'd say Theme Park is probably one of the better maps to go in for some of the cheeky ACS 12 spawn peaks, given some of the positions that you can take up. So, look, now that you kind of hyped me up to that idea, I'm definitely keen to see what will Rens be able to do here. But I do want to quickly talk to you whilst we are kind of in that intermission in the prep phase. Zeros, he has been kind of on paper a fantastic operator, has a bunch of utility, can pretty much be a solo kind of man army with disabling, say, the Kaya charges or the bandit batteries and then going in for the breach himself, but hasn't really seen a whole lot of competitive play, at least, say, in the beginning of OCL and Women's League as well.
Yeah, look, I think it's a case of there is a bit of a disjoint, especially over the last 12 months with COVID and everything going on. There has been a bit of a disjoint between, global strategy sharing. I know it's making its way in an NA. I know it's making its way in EU. It has yet to get to ANZ. We do traditionally play a very linear style of Rainbow Six. We tend to do our own thing more than copying other regions. And I think when we were traveling internationally, when we were going to these big LAN events, that's when those ideas were being shared and sort of put forth by other regions. So I think, yeah, it's going to get there. It will. He's such a great operator. Same with Iana, with the changes that were made. Both of them
Oh, yes.
fit so phenomenally well into attacking lineups now that, yeah, I think it really is a matter of time. It's a waiting game. We'll get there eventually, and it's good to see Sporky bringing it out now.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what will Sporky be able to show us. So far, she is kind of on that semi-passive kind of drone game for now. Nothing too yet exciting to see. We do have a very tight angle held by AJ, though, who is quite prepared for that potential gunfight with the IQ, but she's not yet fully aware. She hears some sort of footsteps. Misses that engagement just by a few pixels, but at the moment it's actually a very kind of self-contained attempt at peaks here, I do have to say.
Look, it's the SMG11. It's one of those 50-50 situations. There we go. Yeah, look, it either goes phenomenally well or it goes horribly wrong. But this time, it's AJ. It is AJ of Nocturnal Gaming. There was no way that she wasn't going to have a significant advantage holding that angle, waiting for Bear, and they've lost the IQ first in the round, who's going to be so key in dealing with that utility. Now we see Ren's playing from a weakened position.
Yeah, definitely. Now they know that they need to take care of that position in the bunks. The drone is already there to call out Sav's position. And oddly enough, it might actually be just Minxie who will try to maybe set up a few air jabs. Already 2 of them have been used up, and I do know that there is a zero camera overlooking the hallway as well, just in case. And it seems like even the attempt just at the flat-out push through the bunks has been flat-out abandoned. So we maybe see maybe a breach into the throne room and just kind of go for a plan from there and play around the maintenance room.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, the power of a zero on the lineup. You can position those cams. It has, obviously, the one laser shot, so you can deal with mute jammers, and you can see the Nocturnal team. They're floundering a bit. They realize that they don't have the positional advantage here. There's only 2 players on the bomb site right now, so they are trying to get the vertical angles. They're trying to get in position so they can help their teammates out, because otherwise... Oh, there we go. Aussie 1 and 2 takes out Sporky and Bruneg, and unfortunately for the Wrens, the players just being cut down even further. AJ with yet another SMG11 spray, and Sav will shut it down. Nocturnal, I said there's a chance they may not take this seriously, but that is not the case at all. They are taking this dead serious.
Oh yes, it is an absolute stomp here. And I'll say that, like, we are mentioning that they are not looking particularly too serious, but the way how they've started moving around once they've realized that the top floor has been fully abandoned, it did definitely look like they weren't really trying really to like go for some of the peaks. It was more so kind of a semi maybe ranked game for for them halfway through that round, seeing as well all it took for Aussie Princess to get that double kill, and then it kind of cascaded all downwards very quickly, with AJ kind of picking up and then Sav utilizing one of the holes that were made from above by the attacking team as well of Ren. So overall, this definitely looked like they were serious about their picks. What I will say is I don't think they are serious about some of their strats and setups. It's more so kind of they used to some of those already linear kind of setups. So like, for example, yeah, fully reinforce these 2 walls, have somebody hold in the break room, have one in the bunks, one probably holding around in the cafe, kind of going from there. I don't think the strat book is being fully busted out here.
Yeah, I think we're playing this in what you would consider a traditional clubhouse style. It's not a wildly complex strategic setup. They're just doing their defaults, and then probably I think the most diverse they're going to get is with their roam games, their positioning setup. We're not going to see full-blown Nocturnal coming into this because they want to keep those strategies safe going into the playoffs, because they know, yes, they did take a win away from Elevate. Yes, they did. It was a great game, but they are not done by any means. They've still got to probably... I mean, at the moment, that's what we think might be happening here. It's almost looking like it could be a Elevate Nocturnal final, but there's still room for the upsets here, especially with a team like Ren's on the board, who has shown some real creativity and diversity in the way they approach the game. there is potential that it isn't Nocturnal or Elevate who make it into the finals. You'd hope at least one of them, but there is potential that it is neither of them. We are getting deeper into round number 2. Burner Bear is back on the IQ. It's an operator that has fluctuated in and out of priority for a lot of teams on the attack. And on a map like Theme Park, it's not in the mainstream competitive lineup, but on a map like this, there is so much potential for positioning for gadgets. There's so much to hide it behind. IQ. Look, honestly, I'm surprised we didn't see it played more on this map.
Yeah, look, I think we might be getting more reasoning to play IQ very soon once the new R6 share skins do come out, seeing as the Fnatic were the ones that picked her with the G8. So maybe, at least for the sake of vanity, that will be the choice soon. But for now, yeah, look, Burner has a little bit more chance at seeing and clearing utility. That is, oh my god. 3 different opportunities for an engagement, and even Mons is shaking her head there.
Look, that is sensory overload if I've ever seen it. You're like, oh, 1. Oh, no, 2. Oh, no, 3. Okay, never mind. Unfortunately, yeah, Burner goes down, but Brunek will take AJ off the board. They lose out on the Mozzie and that Commando 9. It's a ripper of a gun. I believe it was a Commando 9. Might have been a P10 running. Either way, both of them worked phenomenally. And, well, it's a Nitro cell off the board. Crescent with the big drop down takes Minxie out in lower arcade. Unfortunately, they lose. Oh, another Az. Just pumped full of lead. The M590. You don't want to check those corners where there's an SAS operator holding the angle.
Exactly. Brunek now goes in for the swing. Actually finds the kill onto Aussie Princess, but Mons and Crescent at the end are the ones to clean things up. Round number 2 very confidently yet again now goes into the hands of Nocturnal. And no real kind of showcase that they are planning to back down anytime soon, really.
Yeah, I think this is a case of Rens are going to be the ones to have to step up here to push it even further. And, well, unfortunately, the first 2 rounds have not gone even remotely their way. This is just Nocturnal playing their game. We head over to Initiation Office. This is an interesting bomb site because you can be pinched from both sides. You see a lot of teams, they will go for the extension all the way over to Bunk Daycare. It's very reminiscent of the gym bedroom hold on Clubhouse where you extend all the way over to Cash. So it's a lot of ground that needs to be covered, and there is weaknesses and positions that can be exploited by the attacking team because there are so many entrances into the building on Theme Park. I think this round is probably going to be the one that could be taken away by Ren.
And with the decision as well to bring in the Zero yet again by Sporky, I definitely think that this site is actually going to be a much more useful in regards to using Zero's utility, just for the sheer fact that from the get-go, once you make an entry through either the cash room or even through the jump-through window to the top dragon, you can already set up one of the Zero cameras in the waiting room area that should still give you a plenty amount of information on the rotations, on where some of the players may be. The bigger question will be how would you clear out, say, the presence at the back of bunks, because that is quite an extension and a half in its entirety, and for the teams to later then maybe attempt to push into the office. Now that is going to be yet another fort to really work around, seeing as also we do see quite a few openings, so plenty of long angles to be held. AJ not even planning to really wait for me to even finish the sentence.
Burner has died first every round. She is just being bullied right now.
Yeah, poor Burner is just not really having a good time. Being jumped out on, ran out on, just no chance.
Oh my lord, this is aggravated assault.
I would at this point, I would be already sending a mouse flying across the room.
Yeah, pulling in elements. Yeah, that's the one. No, look, it might be a case that we see Rens default back to the likes of a Monty or some sort of shield to try and provide some survivability. No, Sam, please don't do them like that. They don't deserve it. That's just brutal. It's such a long angle. I have seen so many people punished, and look, she's gone for the higher elevated ones. Oh no, AJ in a huge position to punish here if she's not found out, and Az is the one on the hunt. Might be able to do it. I mean, AJ has been... Oh, no. They know.
The pings.
AJ has every idea. If there's a wallbang kill here, I am just going to be absolutely flabbergasted. They are Z-pinging. They're living... There's 2 of them now. A Nitro cell here would be hugely devastating. AJ just has to go for the rip. Az going to swing the doorway into storage, spotted, goes to the shots, can't quite find it. Az does it in the end. Oh no! It's Sev coming down arcade stairs, can't quite confirm the kill, retreat out, but that could have been terrifying for Renz.
At the very least, Renz were able to find a relatively quick kill onto AJ, so that's the only person present downstairs, at least so far, out of the equation. Brunek as well to follow suit. I'm attempting to find her going in. But yeah, managing to find some shots. Won't be really allowing that reinforcement to stay
Was that
there for long.
That was a late elbow, similar to the elbow, like late reinforcement on Oregon. They did that from bunk into initiation. That's wild. As though will take her second of the round. Brunek will flip to the ground as well. Not killed, but down. Oh, the swing of the M590. Unfortunately, Az tastes it again. Minxie will trade after Brunek goes down onto Mons, and all of a sudden it's Aussie Princess on her lone. So does have that SMG11. She's already found one in the round. Oh no, can't do it again. It's a trade instead. Never mind, I was wrong. Kinda, not quite. So a trade, but it is going to be a round picked up by their end. So they're going to deny the flawless bomb site rotation. They are going to get themselves around the board, and they're only one behind now.
Yeah, that is definitely looking like maybe this could be a relatively close contention. Definitely a solid push from the Rens and being able to capitalize on the fact that they need to first very consistently get rid of AJ, who's on the roam, then go in for the push, isolate each one of the gunfights, and then keep on going. Obviously, a few hiccups here and there were met, but overall, a solid round from them, and a good punishment for Nocturnal as well, because Nocturnal definitely looked a little bit slacking there on a certain few gunfights.
Yeah, I mean, initiation, I said it was good, probably going to be the round that would best suit Rens to pick up a win, and exactly what happened. We're going back to Throne Armory. It was the flawless round win last time. Unfortunate, so we'll have to see how Rens approach it this time around. I'm surprised, honestly, we're not seeing a Jackal being brought out just because of how impactful these offsite players have been, specifically AJ. Actually, just the entire team. Sev, AJ, Aussie to an extent. They've just been, the way they play, their offsite presence is scary. And
oh yeah,
that's the thing. You got to remember, this isn't even peak Nocturnal either. This is not, we're versing Elevate. We need to bring out our best match so we can secure first seed at Nocturnal. They will 100% be holding back a little bit, keeping those strats in reserve for when it truly does count. So I think this could be a scary indication for playoffs for the Elevate team.
Yeah, Elevator will 100% will be watching very closely at some of the patterns here, see what can be written down here on the strat book against Nocturnal, because obviously, whilst we do say that this is not like the peak Nocturnal here, and it's more so kind of some of the plays definitely look a little bit more so like ranked strats or just very kind of standardized choices. Oh my god.
Oh lordy. At least it's not Bernabé this time. All right,
that is true.
Got that working for them. So
that is true.
They've lost Az, though, who was pretty influential in how that last round played out. They're losing drones. The economy for the drones is so important on a map like Theme Park. You need to have those flank drones set up. You need to have some aggressive, active droning coming out here. And you look at the setup. Once again, offside's presence. Once again, it's AJ with the SMG11 holding down Yellow Corridor. It's not something you see every day. Sav with a double. No way she gets away from that unpunished. Unfortunately, Ren's just not playing that double-up strategy. At least Brunek will find the frag, who, I mean, honestly, Brunek has been fragging pretty competently. Ugh, I forgot what the word was. I got there in the end. We got there. And so, Ren's at the moment, they've brought it back. It's not a huge deficit. They can find that one and even things up. Sporky, almost absolutely guts AJ there, but AJ will just be able to sneak it away for now.
Yeah, Minxie is going to try to help Sporky to hunt down AJ, but right now AJ is already doing a phenomenal job at just delaying so much time. Like, look at this. Aussie Princess already wraps up her deal with Brunek, and right now, already AJ, whilst being on barely any HP, still clutches up a 2v1.
AJ, did she get a triple, or was it just double? I think it was just a double that round, but
pretty sure it was a double, yeah.
Yeah, double, because Aussie got one, and then Sav got two. So, I mean, on a sliver of health, still wins the round. Nocturnal. If you were questioning why they were first on the leaderboard, this is the answer. This 100%. They are scary when they are playing their game, and they're not even playing an overly deep or complex game at that either. They're just playing their siege and they're winning their ones. And look, I think we maybe see them relax a little bit coming into the last couple of rounds of the half. We could see some interesting stuff. Sav already sitting on the alibi right now. I'm not holding out any hope that it's the ACS 12 alibi. I'm 100% sure it's going to be the MX4. Oh no, never mind. It's going to be a bandit instead. Either way, it's still going to be a bit of fun.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that Nocturnal are still going to be having plenty of fun. Yeah, alibi, although, yeah, I would have personally also wished to see some ACS 12 action, but possibly not from Nocturnal, maybe yet. But look, I do have to say, Rens do have a good idea about how they want to push. It's just, it seems like either the coordination is not being particularly at the highest of the levels, or some of the gunfight capabilities certainly are lacking there as well. For Nocturnal, this is just looking like, yeah, they're just in their element, even though nothing too out of the ordinary with some of these setups. I definitely was quite amused seeing that whilst last site was throne room and armory, most of the action revolved around the daycare and the cafe area.
Yeah, and look, hey, I think that has a lot to do with AJ. I've heard from her own mouth she's been mistaken for a child numerous times. So that's why Bunk works for them so well. He also plays a lot of Mozzie, who is notoriously quite short, just like she is. So I think she's just playing to her strengths here. That's exactly why we see her 5-0-2 right now. The girls, they're just really playing their version of Rainbow Six Siege at the moment. It is going to be the Rens positioning outside of Cash. Two players, in fact, both entries here, Az and Minxie, stacked up and rearing to go. There is someone playing in that office area, Mons, who a little bit quiet. Not that she hasn't been trying, just the kills have been happening elsewhere. She hasn't been able to get involved. So I would imagine she's raring to go. Very, very keen to get involved in some of these gunfights, holding that angle deep in the vault. This could be brutal if because there was a drone that did go out. It went straight through the waiting room though, so no one has checked vault. This could be a massive mystery. Oh, look at that, AJ! AJ's the one doing the drone work now. She's seen as much as she possibly could want. Oh, okay, there we do. They have information on Mums. They go for the swing, and Minxie will find it. Unfortunately, though, Az takes a lot of damage off the backside of it.
Indeed. Now, once again, it's Aussie Princess. Once again, showing her presence here. Trying to delay the push even further right now. Another angle that is being held, that is Sav, in hopes of maybe finding that early frag, maybe find some sort of revenge onto Minxie. Because right now, yeah, a player deficit, but Az already took quite a solid amount of damage, and surely the drone should already reveal Aussie Princess's position. There it is, there's the pings, and oh! SMG-11 burst does only down Az, but leaves Aussie Princess with a slither of health.
And, well, Az is already back up, so they're not wasting any time. Really, it was just an equalizer now. Az and Aussie Princess are sitting close, neck and neck almost. Oh, AJ almost fine. That is some big brain stuff. The trigger discipline holds off shooting the drone so as not to give herself away. Sav will drop Rune, but oh my lord, it's frags all over the place. 3 quick frags in favour of Nocturnal. Minxie did get one back. Nitro self-tossed, but AJ can't find anything. It's a 2 versus 3 with 55 seconds left to play. Minxie, full health, can't do anything as Crescent takes her down, but it's AJ looking for more. Does take down Az takes down AJ Tiger. There's a lot of A's in this game. It's confusing, but we're getting there. We're pushing. 23 seconds left. Cthulhu, Az back against the wall. It's going to be a hard one to take.
Yeah, 100%. With her lack of health points as well, this is going to be quite a rough job. C4 does fly out, but Az already rids into that push. She's not particularly too knowledgeable about the position of the Lucy, but currently she is trying to just play for time, and right now, well, she's already getting cornered. Crescent is the one to wrap things up for round number 5. And it's a 4-1 scoreline right now in favor of Nocturnal. Looking very solid overall, gotta say.
Yeah. 4 rounds. 4 rounds, not bad at all. So if they pick up this next one, it's a 5-1. Not bad at all. But going to the heart, they're in position for that 5-1. We head to initiation, though. That is the interesting thing here. Obviously, they've repeated the same way they did on Throne and Bunk Daycare, which means this or lab was their only option, and I don't think they're going to go lab unless they were forced to. So the interesting question, Az, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. Az picking up the Twitch. She is a bit of a feat. Oh, burner. This is what we need. This is the sauce. This is exactly what we were looking for. But look at that, Sav's bringing the yellow. Maybe somehow they've read into this.
Possibly. Maybe I don't off the top of my head remember if Berna was quite well known for these kinds of picks and these kinds of kind of big brain plays.
IQ has a G8.
That is
Amaru
true.
has a G8. It's a linear move, honestly.
It is indeed, yes. I am though curious about what is Sav bringing as her primary weapon choice, because if it's an
It's the
FO12,
RG15. It's the pistol, 100%. That's her primary.
okay, right, yeah, well, okay, you got me there.
Look,
You
I've seen enough Spoit highlights. I've seen enough of the R6 hub and Jaeger himself. It's the pistol. That is the primary weapon for every Ella in every game ever.
Right. I see. Well, it does make sense. It's one of the few pistols. Actually, yeah, one of the two pistols.
Okay.
AJ.
AJ's smiley face had a stroke, I think.
Yeah, look,
Yeah,
R.I.P.
Look, I think you need to call someone that is not a healthy looking smiley face. Hopefully that's not an indicator of how this round's gonna go. There we go. Okay, it is the Scorpion Evo. It's the Space Station Gaming one too. Berna, she got one straight into break. She's looking for more. Yes, a double for Berna. She gets on the scoreboard. It was the Armory pick. That was everything. That is all she needed to get fired up and into this game.
100%, and straight off the bat, setting the pace so well right now for her team. Quite possible to actually see a shutdown, and well, there it is. Yeah, Crescent is the one to dish out the shutdown. But yeah, look, AJ and Sav out of the equation. That is a huge push here.
Yeah, I think honestly, it looked like Berna got in, she got a frag. Looked like she looked like she was a customer at the theme park rather than someone attacking it. And then all of a sudden, bullets start whizzing past her face. She gets a bit panicked. What's that? Where's that coming from? And then yeah, Chris swung the angle. Well, she died. At the moment, though, we're getting into the second half of the round. I don't know if that was an intentional smoke, but it's where it landed. Aussie Princess holding down this angle with the SMG-11 again, waiting for someone to push in from showers. There is potential for a flank, though. If there's no one covering from bunk, someone could literally just push up the corridor, the yellow corridor, and find it. Krez does find Brunek with the Nitro cell. We're back at a 3-3. So as much as Berna Bear did put in to start this round off, it might not be enough, as will swing, find Aussie Princess, who was that player that I was just talking about. Unfortunately, though, the fuser control is in the hands of Crescent right now.
Yeah, and for Crescent right now, this is a huge opportunity because now both her and Mons actually have the chance at going in for those gunfights, whereas Minxie needs to be the one who's peeking. And right now, well, she got peeked at, and Crescent finds herself her triple kill. Now, it's all down to Sporky and Az to see if maybe they can push the scoreline into 4-2, and rightfully so, Az nearly lands that shot onto Krez, but right now, Crescent is actually playing a pretty cheeky game. So much peeking is being conducted here, and right now Sporky on a flank already. Crescent completely unaware of the position, and maybe aware of quad kill, possibly now contesting for an ace. She definitely has the right gun to do so, and well, against Az, this is going to be a very even playfield, I suppose.
Going for the round the rosy trick here, it seems. Quad kill in the round for Crescent. Oh no, they're just playing. Oh, this is ring around the rosy. At least Az can get the diffuser back. Now it's going to have to come up to a straight-on gunfight, so the diffuser really doesn't matter. There's barbed wire. Az wins it anyway! This is the Twitch fiend at it again. I've talked about how capable she is on this operator. Crescent denied the ace. The F2 is just a bullet hose.
Yeah, there we go. Finally, the legend of the F2 Fiend that does come to reality. 4-2 scoreline. Not too bad, but not definitely not bad, but also not the good soys though, because unfortunately, well, it's not a draw, and still plenty of road for Rens to go for if they do want to win out this matchup. But it's definitely still workable.
Look, I've talked to a bunch of these girls over the last. Oh no, AJ. This is the reverse Uno coming out right now. We're about to see the full send again. But I run into these girls all the time, and casual, I talk to them outside the game as well. And Az was recently complaining with the changes to the recoil. It was a bit harder to use the F2. You couldn't quite use that 1.5, but they've made some changes back. She's feeling herself back on it again, and you've seen how capable she can be. Unfortunately, just we didn't see it earlier in the game. Could have been really decisive in the first few that they could have even picked up a couple more, but. Look, they're now on the defense. We are changing things over a little bit. They're doubling down on that breach denial as well. So it could make it hard to break their way into this throne area. This could be, that infamous battle of the choke points coming out here, because they've got ADSs in position. They could drain whatever destructive utility is. I think, honestly, I think it's going to be down to Crescent to land those frag grenades in the right place, because catching out anything from those vertical angles that are available, you're going to be hard pressed.
Definitely. Well, AJ already going for just a shift W, looking into just flat out sending it. No, instead just decides to just shift W straight on. Might be actually running straight onto side. See if maybe she can achieve some sort of success here, but already the Melusi device does signify that there may be a push from here. Now, whilst we are awaiting any kind of further advancement by the attack, I do want to say that Rens actually have a really solid setup. Whilst they have the initial breach denial in face of Mute, and further on they will have the Brunek on the Kayed as well. So this is looking pretty solid, as Sav already took quite some plentiful amount of damage.
Oh, the barricade's open too. This could be brutal. Brunek watching it, locking it down with the Org A3. Mon's the first one to fall. It's Minxie to find it. Good start to the round, losing the Zofia, playing upper arcade. It's a terrifying position. The smoke goes out. Krez falls to Sporky, but the retrade is there. Aussie Princess to find it as pops up, finds one, and Brunek will chime in with one of her own as well. All of a sudden, Sav is very isolated. Back armory with no help against 4 remaining players for Rens. This is... Oh, you see it? No, Brunek. Oh, my lord, that almost came across horribly. But for now, she will survive. They've got 1 minute 30 seconds to work around this. Sav is going to spend this entire time terrified, swinging it from behind Minxie. She started it off. She finished it off. And, well, what a round from Rens.
Indeed. Rens pushing the scoreline now even further for themselves. Certainly looking like they just might be able to keep on contesting here against the top of the leaderboard right now. 4-3 scoreline is in play. Round number 8 is going to see us with the defense of Bunk and Daycare. Now, this is the site where it was a little bit wonky for both teams, but at the end of the day, it was Nocturnal who did win out for themselves on the defense. So let's see how will Nocturnal handle themselves here now that they are going on attack, deciding to bring in Kali for this one. Now, I'm assuming this is...
I like the Kali. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, especially after the fact that her gun was quote-unquote fixed now. It has a much more consistent damage model. Now, it's certainly a very viable choice to bring in her, and the SPSMG is still a fantastic weapon as secondary. It does definitely bring in some certain memories of before all the recoil changes of SMG 11, Bearing 9, and etc, etc. So, definitely a very great gun to use, and the substitute to Thatcher, not too bad, although not as much of an all-rounder as the SAS operator is.
What are you talking about? Don't bad mouth my girl, Kali. She is top tier. She is the S tier. What are you talking about? Well, look, all aside, Rens have pulled it back. They are 1 round away from equalizing here with Nocturnal, and their defense is looking quite solid. Interesting castle setup coming out here from Sporky. 1 barricade left. Where is it going? I think it's... Yeah, okay, there we go. So it looks like a rock out of initiation, a lockout of break room. At least that western side. Well, it's going to be up to Nocturnal to try and figure out how to breach their way into the building at the moment. Rens,
where's the third one? Oh, that's where the third one.
Yeah, so they've locked out initiation completely from the looks of it.
Wow. Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting setup. So they are kind of playing on the forefront, trying to defend just even the hallway before any kind of advancements can be made. Using as well the initiation as kind of a semi-expansion for their defense is not a bad thing, although I would probably want to see something across the lines of having some presence in the initiation get-go, but
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things in the VOD review. If this fails, it'll be like, oh, what was the one thing we forgot about? Oh, yeah, it was put someone in initiation. That was what did it. But, I mean, it's a buffer. It gives them that little bit of breathing room before the initial push comes. But, yeah, look, there's no one in there at the moment. So it could be a case of, well, we've invested this for no reason because all of a sudden they're going to realize that this is free real estate and get themselves in quite early. Yeah, and they are. Okay, never mind. Minxie's just going to use it as a bit of a bait. And Aussie Princess falls, and that is all their hard breach.
yeah, all of a sudden, quite a whole lot of chances for a very just kind of swift entrance. Now all vanished all of a sudden. They will now try to use this patch of soft wall that has not been reinforced as an entry, but right now that is a crossfire and a half. You have Brunek, you have Sporky holding the two crossfire angles, and right now already it pays off really well. Sav is out of the equation. It's down to AJ, Crescent, and Mons to try to pull off something, but right now Rens are playing for a very passive game, and it works perfectly for them.
Yeah, this is how theme part works. As a defender, you're better off just waiting for your opponents to come to you. Have one person, maybe two people on the roam playing a little bit aggressively, but you don't need to go for it. Oh, AJ, just a little. Oh, Mons with the trade. The big good night with the big gun itself, and Krez will just be crouching her way in through initiation, looking to cover all the bases. Trying to find the... Oh, no, again. I think there's just something with this map. I myself struggle with it a little bit. The lighting is a bit off in certain angles, so I think, yeah, it was a case of Krez just wasn't quite able to see her opponent there. Luckily, neither of them traded damage. Oh, prone on the floor. Minxie, don't do it to him like that.
Minxie, though, looks quite keen on trying to take the grain here. Oh, meanwhile, Mons does find the SPSMG kill here, but 4 seconds remaining, 3 more frags to acquire, and doesn't look like this is going to happen. It's play for time. Rens do equalize it, push it into a 4-4 scoreline here.
Now, this presents an interesting situation. So, actually no, it doesn't present that interesting a situation. I think it was going to be a case of if Nocturnal lost and Elevate won, regardless of the situation, Elevate would take first place because their round differential was just that much better. So it presents actually no, it's not as bad as I thought it was. Actually no, never mind, I'm wrong. Don't worry about me. I'm not a statistician. Don't listen to anything I'm saying. I think it was the other way. If Elevate got taken to a close game and then Nocturnal somehow lost. But it was a pretty close one as well. It would have made things interesting. But no, at the moment, it's 4-4. Carly coming in again from Mons, but no Castle this time. It's Elysian instead. This has been a heavily defender-sided theme park so far.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'll definitely agree that the defense has been a very dominant force here, no matter on which team it was. But I gotta say, look, Panda, I mean, for casters to do maths on stream, that theory has been proven kind of wrong already by Guz. Like, the man cannot unfortunately do that very consistently. So
he can. Everyone knows Guz can only count if it involves Zinger boxes. That is his strength, and he has to play to it. But I mean, look, I've just had confirmation. I've just thankfully, the new web browser that I'm using allows me to use Twitter. So apparently, Elevate have won their match 7-1. So they put up a solid showing. It's a huge effort on their part. So now Nocturnal, if they lose this, they lose set at first place and get knocked down into second. There's that much more riding onto it. So you've got to wonder what they're going to be doing. Initiation historically has been an attacker-sided bomb site. It has been one that has gone the attacker's way 2 rounds that it has been played in our other half. But this is a different team attacking, a different team defending. That begs the question, are Rens going to be able to break that trend?
That is quite a possibility. I mean, Bernabe is playing a very interesting position around the maintenance area. Unfortunately for Brunek, she disconnected, so Rens will be playing in a 4v5 from the get-go here. But Bernabe still could throw in a bit of a trouble here down Nocturnal's way, just for the sheer fact with those C4s, but that was a little bit of a premature one, and well, that's out of the equation now. For now, she can play for a few of the gunfight, and yet again, unless she's been droned out, I don't think Nocturnal are going to be too knowledgeable about that one. So it's looking quite still solid for Nocturnal to potentially finally break that loss streak for themselves.
I was so confused as to what that angle was, and then I realized AJ was upside down. Oh my lord. Okay, I know where we are now. I'm back in it. But we're heading into the second half. Unfortunately, they lose Sporky as well off the backside. So I honestly couldn't say this is just going to be an attacking-sided round or how much Brunek dropping from the server will play into it. Either way, it is looking good for the Nocturnal girls to try and take this one away, get themselves the round lead yet again. There is potential for some upsets with those Nitro Cells. Burner and Minxie do both have them. They could land them and do some real damage. Drone spots out Sav. Nitro Cell into the bathroom here could have been crippling, but not willing to go for it.
Oh.
Burner swings just a little too wide and will give Sav her double for the round. Minxie swinging in, looks to do some damage. It's not enough. Doesn't have the Nitro Cell anymore as it was used, but as here on a big flank could do some even bigger damage. Headshot. Hey, Aussie Princess goes down. She's looking for more. Can she find it? Sav dropped as well. Minxie as could be the two-woman army they need. Unfortunately, the SPSMG9 is just that much better. AJ goes down. Minxie in a bit of trouble. Pistol out. Looking for it. Can she find it? No. Unfortunately, despite a monster effort from the two remaining girls for Wrens, they just couldn't pull it out of the bag.
Quite an unfortunate outcome, but nonetheless, still a few more chances are there. Just going to be checking. Yep, pause is going to be called here, so we shall be awaiting for Brunek's return here to back into the team. But yeah, look, 5-4 scoreline, definitely a much closer scoreline that I initially was predicting for this matchup, and definitely looking like Wrens are still here and ready to play for an upset.
Yeah, look, I think honestly, I'd have to say, if Brunek had not dropped in that round, it would have been even closer still. That was just the way things were lining up. As what a monster headshot there, took down the diffuser carrier. Unfortunately, just it was a case of not enough cover and not enough ammo for her to be able to contest the swinging Carly. But there was a lot that very nearly went the wrong way for Nocturnal. So look, honestly, this has been a far closer match than I anticipated initially. I knew it was going to be probably a little bit closer than some of the other matches that we're going to see tonight, but I think this is a case of Nocturnal are a little bit hamstrung by not wanting to reveal everything going into playoffs, and the fact that Wrens desperately want to, one, not only take a win away from Nocturnal, that'd be huge going into the playoffs, and two, they want to get a better seeding going into the playoffs as well on top of that. So honestly, I think, so I'm pretty sure if Wrens win this, they end up versing Nocturnal in playoffs again. So it would be back-to-back matches between them and Nocturnal because Elevate would have taken first seed. But look, there we are. We're back into it. We're going to be heading down to Throne Armory. For the first time, though, we see Initiation go the way of the attack, and unfortunately, it may have been because of connectivity issues.
Yeah, the connectivity issues definitely may have played a very cruel joke there, but I nearly got excited with Az's first pick. That was Clash, because the Clash would have been actually a very interesting addition, seeing as Wrens would have actually possibly benefited with the Clash just being kind of as a support for some of the anchors once the push does happen from Nocturnal, as I do feel that we might be seeing something very aggressive yet again. But apart from that, now we'll switch back to a Jaeger. We'll be just ensuring that Az will have that gun power to even contest with some of the higher rate of fire guns. So overall, no, this is still a very solid lineup that we're seeing from Wrens for Nocturnal. Nothing really changes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the frags on the board. Az and Minxie currently sitting second in the server, just behind Crescent, who picked up that massive quad kill last time the Nocturnal team defended Initiation. Obviously, we're not going to see anything crazy here. It looks like a cookie cutter defense with maybe some extra, I think one person extra off-site. Look at that. The Nocturnal team, they're stacking up outside Gong. This could just be a full send. This is what it's looking like. A lot of drone work, a lot of interesting play. There's just the efficiency, the thoroughness that they are putting themselves. Oh, LMGE! Let's go, Grez! That's what you want to see. You're not going to win. You can't lose a gunfight if you don't need to reload in the middle of it.
100%, yeah. And right now, she's just kind of being fed all of this information right now. That is a very cheeky position, by the way, for a bulletproof camera. You cannot really pre-fire it, so you do need to punch it all the way in. This is more so like a trap being set up here for Az as well to play around, and I don't think Nocturnal are yet knowledgeable about that. Quick Selma charges are going off to get some breaches going, and rightfully so will be opening a plentiful amount of positions. Mons is the first one to actually open up the scoreline here.
As to go down, unfortunately, that Jaeger that could have been so key playing just outside Drug. Unfortunately, no longer going to be affecting anything in the rest of this round. On cam duty is where Az will find herself. Burner Bear, though, playing with the MP5, just around Cafe, around Upper Arcade, could shut down the push. Could be a case that she will need to get herself into position very, very soon to try and defend against this push that could be coming any moment. And look, they're even doubling up. They're going to be opening up both sides of this thrown bomb site. Make it that much harder for the defenders to hold. Lance will go out. X-Kairos will start to be stacked up. But look at this burner. That angle. Oh, the spray finds one. That's Sam to go down. That's no hard breach. Barrels is secure. I don't think she got the X-Kairos off at that moment. No, okay, never mind. I'm wrong. She did only just. But, I mean, if that kill had come 2 seconds earlier, that would have shut down this entry into the bomb site completely.
100%, but that still doesn't leave the fact that the roam of Berna is still around. She's still very much keen for that engagement, and right now, sees the ace that now, well, we'll be seeing 2 of the operators now on for the hunt. AJ is the one to shut her down very quickly. Goes in now for the swing. The take on the site is happening, and now it's all down to Sporky, Minxie, and Brunek. Both of them, or rather all 3 of them, have been pushed back to the armory side.
Crescent will find Minxie. One behind throne, one barrels. Oh, it's just the CSRX that's just too good. Brunek will find AJ. But Nocturnal are just there. Aussie Princess, the AK-12 in hand from behind throne, will find the remaining frag. It just gunned down mercilessly. Nocturnal, again, just playing their game, playing it well, will push us ever closer to ending this out as we head into match point. Interesting, though, we haven't seen quite as many interesting picks as we initially anticipated. I think Nocturnal find themselves in this position. Look, okay, Carly is not that crazy. Finka is not that crazy. I'm talking about, we have yet to see an Oryx. We have yet to see. Okay, no, we've seen an Armory. So
yeah, there's a few hints here and there. Like we dabbing some spice into the soup, but it's like still mild, kind of play. I feel. But yeah, look, Finka,
yeah, like this is like entry level spice. This is like going to an Indian restaurant, ordering a butter chicken. I cannot function for the next 24 hours kind of spicy. Like, give us that at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe Finka is going to be the one to introduce that. We already have 2 now machine guns brought on board for Nocturnal's attack. That is Crescent and Sav now bringing in those machine guns. But look, it looks like Nocturnal kind of. They're attempting to maybe mix in something unusual, something just out of a blue, but at the same time, they just want to win. What is
Az is opening like angles, like line of sight with the SMG-12. Like, you have impacts. What is going on? Okay.
I think she was just trying to open up just a few like relatively. Big holes, like the Aruni punch holes kind of thing. But she doesn't have the boss G.
Opening up the Aruni punch holes without the Aruni, like, it's just like, hey, if we don't have it, we'll make do. Why not? Go for it.
Mom, I want Aruni back at home.
Yeah, Aruni is, she's just chilling, she's waiting, she's biding her time. We are going to be getting into the final, potentially round that we could be seeing. Sav! Don't do them. And the reload. This is the most unnecessary use of time that I have ever seen.
Oh, lordy. Ooh,
you know what? Found the kill. I might need those 3 bullets that I just used again.
Yeah, give me back those bullets. AJ, I believe, actually spotted Az whilst she was rotating down, and Az is looking like... Well, now her priority shifted into just watching the window, which is going to actually play really well if the rest of the Nocturnal decides to push in through the cafe, but Doesn't look like that is going to be the case just yet. It's a calm before the storm. They know about the magnets. They know about the opening. Maybe, just maybe, Az might be hunted down. Oh no, a little bit of
Please.
a
Like
misclick there.
they knew. They know there's like holes in the floor. They know she's watching angles, but she's safe for the moment. They have gotten into cafe as well. Az is so adamant there's someone outside that she wants to go for a jump out on or a shot onto externally, but not going to find it. That's such a
Yoink.
weird. It's such a weird animation. It's like, yeah, Selma charge. Never mind. Where my magnet? That's right. So, well, that's one Selma off the board. Alliance as well. Second time is the charm. They will start to get things open, but Minxie in a great position to try and punish with a very, very tight angle. Swings into two. Oh, no. You hate to see it. It is the LMG coming into play yet again. Sev for 2 so far. As coming up, Arcade says has already been punished quite heavily as well. So the contest could be a little bit lackluster here for Rennes, despite their best efforts. And Brunick playing around the bomb chassis deep into the bunk bomb site. AJ does find as well. Finishes it off with the secondary in from behind. This is unfortunate for the Rennes girls. Despite their best efforts, it's looking like it might be coming to an end here on Theme Park. Aussie finds Sporky. It could be a flawless. No. The nano boost.
That's unfortunate.
The difference between life and death there. And there we go. It is going to be Nocturnal holding on to first place going into the playoff stage. Unfortunately, Rennes weren't able to do it. And, well, that does put them in a position where they could be knocked into the lower seed, which would then it'd still mean that they would be facing Nocturnal first in the playoffs.
Indeed. Well, at the very least, this is kind of I suppose, a taster of what we may be seeing in the playoffs. 2 10s from Crescent and Aussie Princess to conclude the match number 1 for tonight. Honestly, fantastic performance from the Nocturnal team. They just played it, well, a few hiccups here and there, but everything else apart from that was just absolutely amazing. So congrats to them for yoinking yet another set of points to close out the group stage and securing themselves first seed in the playoffs.
Look, honestly, the way that Rennes were able to bring it back, even they were down 4-2 coming into the half, they then still picked up another couple of rounds in the second half. They did really, really well. Like, far better than I think a lot of people would have given them credit for. Unfortunately, they didn't have the stamina to keep up with a team of Nocturnal's caliber coming into the final stages of Theme Park. Mostly because Sav is just an absolute gunner when you give her the opportunity, and that's exactly what happened. Minxie, though, came in, won 3 of the 4 opening gunfights that went the way of Rennes, sorry. So, I mean, honestly, could be the one to pick up for the main roster. No, not saying Angry Wolf should be shifted out, but I mean, look, hey, she did a very, very solid job considering she was a very, very late minute stand-in.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, Minxie definitely did a great job, managed to push quite a few rounds, and well, yeah, maybe she will be that next big addition to the roster, but for the time being, that is it for this very matchup. Now, we do have one more matchup coming right up, so stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we get that all set up and prepped, and, well, we'll be back soon. Take it easy.
Can you feel me? I'm so sad if I choose all my feelings for you. Need to know what you're feeling, know what you're feeling. I'm so sad if I choose all my feelings for you. Can you feel me? for you, feelings for you. I'm so scared. Can you feel me?
We're already one map deep here, Cthulhu, and we have yet another one to go. It is the XP Esports Women's League, and it is the final play day before we head into playoffs. Nocturnal, they took 7-4 victory against Rennes on Theme Park. One of the maps that has been less conventional throughout the regular season so far. And looks like we're not done with that just yet. We do have our second matchup of the night coming our way in a moment. We will throw that one up so we can have a deeper look at it. It is going to be the Grumpy Grapes versus Phoenix. Phoenix, we haven't seen them on stream for a little while. Actually, we've probably got some more stuff. Yeah, why don't we have a look at the map we just played? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just too excited. I love Rainbow Six. I love casting it. Why don't we have a look at where we just departed from? There you go on your screen. Two players hitting double digits, both Crescent and Aussie, who just went absolutely off throughout that map. Crescent, you'll remember, unfortunately just fell shy of the full ace at the hands of Az at the F2 Fiend Twitch. But you look at the score, kills per round, both of them picking up just shy of 2.5 KD there for Crescent herself. Some big numbers being put up, not to discount the numbers that Ren's put up themselves, but unfortunately, they just weren't able to go toe-to-toe with this monster roster.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Nocturnal at the end did end up putting the foot down, securing the final 3 rounds for themselves, and breaking that 3-round loss streak that actually Ren's were able to dish out onto them. So, honestly, no, a valiant effort from Ren's, but unfortunately, no win today for them. But, like you said, we do have one more matchup. We do have also a few of the updates on the scorelines as well. 7-4 was the ending of Nocturnal versus Ren's. Calypso versus Nutty ended in Calypso's favor very, very heavily, and similar could be said about the Elevate versus 71st Recon. 7-2 and 7-1 respectively for these two matchups. Now, we do have one last match to come up, and that is going to be the Grumpy Grapes versus Phoenix matchup for the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, look, you just hate to put it that way because even if someone ends up at the end of the bottom, someone has to end up at the bottom of the leaderboard. It's not like these girls haven't played a phenomenal season. We've seen Phoenix on stream before. They were able to pull out some very, very solid rounds. Unfortunately, they just weren't able to pick up the victories they needed. Same with Grumpy Grapes. You hate to put it that way. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of competition. Someone has to walk away with the wooden spoon, and this is going to be the match to decide it. Phoenix, They've had an interesting run, so have Grumpy Grapes. Why don't we have a deeper dive and see who is going to be playing here today for us? First up, it is going to be the Grumpy Grapes on your screen. Yoshi, Cass, Aussie Ash, Novawick, and Cheese. Cass, one of the standout players this season for the team, has had some phenomenal rounds on the scoreboard. Scoops, having stepped out of the main roster, will be reverting back to a sub for this one. But, I mean, there is an insane amount of potential. We have seen some big stuff from the girls.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Grumpy Grapes definitely shown us some very good few plays, some good memes as well to boot. So honestly, yeah, quite curious to see what they can bring over here. And they've managed to show some very valiant efforts at the beginning of the group stage, where they managed to push. I believe they were actually one of the first few teams who gave us the full overtime game as well.
Yeah, they were our first overtime. It was against Nutty Gaming. They came back to take the map for themselves, 8-6. So yeah, they put on a phenomenal show in week number 2, and then Phoenix, who they took a little while to get their first one under the belt. It was against 71st Recon in week number 5. They took it 7-3 for themselves. So I mean, this really is anyone's game. So why don't we chuck up the other team that will be entering the play field for today? It is going to be the Phoenix roster. Go on walkabouts, Weird One, Peepo, Hotto, and Mardina. Mardina was, last time we saw the Phoenix on stream, Mardina was the one to talk about. She came in, she put on a huge showing for the team, and there were a couple of rounds that very much were on her shoulders in how they won it out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Mardina definitely managed to actually put up quite a few plays. Hotto as well, the meme queen for Phoenix. As a matter of fact, the whole squad can actually pull off some very quality memes and very quality plays. And Go on Walkabouts as well has been a very, very solid introduction. Weed One and Peepo managed to actually go for a few clutch attempts and actually made a very valiant effort. I'm chewing on words here, but look, definitely curious to see what this match will evolve into. But let's have a look at the maps as well without further ado.
Yeah, look, I said we were going to go somewhere interesting for this one, and I wasn't wrong. It's not going to be Clubhouse. It's not going to be Orange. It's not even going to be theme park. It's going to be Villa. We're going to Tuscany. We're gonna have a bit of a holiday in the vineyards out in the middle of Italy. Look, hey, it's good, and well, you know what's even better? Some blood and mayhem and explosions in the background. It just adds to the nuance of the whole thing. So that is where we're going to be heading. This is an interesting map that has evolved in its time in the competitive map pool. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued as to what we're going to see. Like I said, this is to decide who walks away with the wooden spoons. So both teams will be trying to avoid finding themselves in that position. But obviously, there's not going to impact playoffs at all. There is potential that we see this devolve into a full-on meme fest and get some really, really entertaining rounds.
100%. Well, let's have a quick peek at the Villa as well before we jump straight into the matchup, because honestly, I am keen. I've already witnessed a few, whilst low quality baits in the lobby chat, but I am definitely, this kind of warmed me up a little bit.
Look at the background, my lord, it's just picturesque, but you don't see that because you're too busy peeking in a window upside down trying to murder somebody. Well, look, hey, operator bands, they're going to play a key part. Do we see the target bands? Do we see Jaeger? Do we see Jaeger taken off the board? That would be... I wouldn't
be surprised.
Oh, no. If someone falls for that. Hotto. Surely not. Calm down, Cass. You can't say that on stream. That
Family show.
This is a PG. This is a Christian Minecraft server, thank you. We don't have that level of aggression here. And yeah, family broadcast, family show. We're about to lose funding from Disney or whoever's behind the scenes. Look, okay, Nomad. Again, this is in line with what you would expect for Villa. It's something that teams have been experimenting with taking off the board. It frees up some of that roam game on a map like Villa, where look, you've got brown stairs, you got red stairs, two key parts in the map that you will need. And Astro, I suppose, if you're going to go that far over. But the three choke points that get you from the first floor to the second floor, if you can lock those down with an air jab, it makes it so hard to impact a second floor bomb site.
Yeah, without the air jab, it's definitely going to be quite a difficult task from few positions, but Gridlock is still on the board. Okay. Paul's side of the equation actually makes things very, very interesting, seeing as he can be a very dominant force once things get down to the vertical play, but won't be the case here. But yeah, to follow back up to the initial point, whilst Nomad is out of the equation, I still think that maybe an introduction of a Gridlock won't hurt too much to the ability to frag out.
Yeah, look, there's options there. Mardina is someone who proved herself incredibly capable. Pulse, probably the biggest bomb site that influences is going to be kitchen dining, but even then, it's not a necessity like you would have for like a Jaeger in most rounds. You want that utility denial on the board. Maestro giving the 6-pick here for Grumpy Cheese. Look, hey, it's good to see him going home.
Yeah, for once the operators do go home. Do we see though no, we do not see the ACS. I had my hopes for like maybe a split second, but it was going to be
look, I didn't have any hopes. My trust has been betrayed time and time again. I'll see a Maestro, I'll see an Alibi, and it's not. That is the wrong gun to be running. The older 5.56, it doesn't have a 2x scope. You know what the ACS 12 has? A 2x scope.
The one thing that would make ACS 12 better though probably is suppressor maybe. Just slap on like the one.
No. You know what it
the
needs?
one that
It
the
needs
one that
an
the
extended barrel.
Supernova has. Oh,
It needs an extended barrel, 100%.
Make it even more extended.
Yeah, look, give it an extended barrel, 100%. Carly is no longer the most dangerous long-range threat in the server. It's 100% Maestro. Or Yoshi.
Yoshi playing a dangerous game here. Although nobody will be falling
I
into that bait.
have seen some of the most interesting strats on this map. I once saw a Pulse tuck into a corner in basement and knife someone as they ran past because they didn't drone properly. There is there's some bizarre stuff that you can achieve on this map that you cannot achieve on any others, and I'm down to clown. I'm ready to see that. I want someone to pull out something wildly out of left field, but at the moment, it's pretty vanilla. It's pretty standard. Weird One has got herself into the building. She's in walk-in closet at the moment, looking for that angle, trying to find someone. Just pushing into master bathroom, but no one's going to give. We see Cass playing it safe. Weird One will get the drone information she needs. And, well, off that, Cass decides that this is probably not the safest space to be standing.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, Yoshi's actually going to be rotating over to the red stairs to see if maybe she can acquire some sort of grain here, but looks like for now she's just trying to hog the railings for the time being. Full control of the, at the very least, master bedroom and the statuary. There's still some presence from Kaz from down below, but I don't think without any kind of extra information there will be any frags. But for Yoshi, that doesn't matter. She's just already takes down people to less than 25 HP and goes into engage with Haru. And Haru right now is, well, not looking too hot, to say the very least.
In Rainbow Six, it's a game of return on investment. At the moment, Yoshi is getting that big return. Peepo tag gone. Actually, the first casualty of Warcast will swing it. Commando 9 to the back of the head and takes her down. Woman. Sorry, I keep saying man advantage. I'm so used to... Yoshi making the same mistake that we saw in North American Challenge League and unfortunately pays the price for it. Peepo will swing, get her vengeance there. That's not a soft floor. It is actually... It's something that I didn't know until about 6 months ago, playing Rainbow Six. I did not know that you could not destroy that floor. But at the moment, Aussie for Grumpy Grapes will find another. It's two, both hard breaches down, which could present a rather unfortunate situation in terms of getting onto the bomb site here. Mardina in position, looking to explode on the bomb site, though. Oh, it's the M249. Let's go. Run and gun.
Yeah. Run and gun could definitely be the play here. Grumpy Aussie is fully prepared. She's hiding behind the chassis and, right at the worst possible time as well. Runs away. Mardina, a very ballsy move. Will be just going in for the plan, but quite promptly shut down. People once again goes in for the swing. That's a triple as well for People. 1v2 situation. It's all down to Cass, and she's actually going to be trying to just walk around and see if she can maybe deny a plant after the actual plant has been gone down. Weird one. And People are going to be the ones to hold the angle. Weird one revealed her position, so Grumpy Cass already knows at least the position of one of the attackers, but right now it's a game of ring around a rosy.
Yeah, this is... it's what's behind door number one. That's the question. Who is... Cheese feels bad for removing Hotto from the server. Like, that is... if there's no camaraderie, I don't know what there is in this game. Or Cass might be able to do it. There's not a lot of time. Swinging it, no. Wrong information. Thought that it was Peepo behind the bar, but no, Peepo was stuck into the corner in a big 4K to kick off this matchup.
Very nicely done, despite the lack of health points there, but well played nonetheless. That was a solid turnout for Phoenix, which initially looked like a bit of a scary turnout at potentially losing out on the round. But yeah, look,
the girls have fun, if nothing else.
Yeah, most definitely. They are 100% having fun there. We will be, though, seeing a retry of Aviator Room and games. So curious to see what will be change things around. Mardina bringing in a Jackal.
Look, not to be toxic or anything, but Cheese 100% would have won that with the ACS-12. No contest. Not even. Peepo would have got one frag, and that's it. 100%. 100%. That's how the round plays out. But unfortunately, no, it's the older 5.56. As we head into round number 2, we're gonna see the retry of Aviator games, and honestly,
I can hear the sass in your voice.
I just want to see the ACS-12. Look, during Rex GN, I offered $40 to someone to go for a spawn peak with the ACS-12, and no one took it. Why do people hate my gun?
It's just like the meme with Adam Driver. It's just every day I wake up.
Yeah, that's the one.
Somebody please get this man's an ACS-12 kill, please.
Like the ACS-12 just crying in a corner saying, "I just want to be loved."
Well, another round, another opportunity for maybe one of the two teams to score here some points. Points in this round. But yeah, look, no opportunity yet for the ACS-12. Maybe next round we shall be seeing that from Grumpy Grapes. If not, maybe Phoenix will be able to grace us with the presence of the almighty gun.
Yeah, look, Mardina seems like the type that would play ACS-12 Maestro, 100%. But look, we won't know until we get there. Mardina, speaking of, we'll go to the drone. That's unfortunate. Drone hits the mute jammer, and Cheese is just like that. That's 3 points. I'll take that, thank you. Well,
that is large brain, actually. You
well,
mute the
yeah,
drone and instantly get rid of it.
it's like that
I
player
like
that
that.
steals the kill on a down, the down that you just got. It's like, hey, look, hey, I was just securing the kill. Don't worry about it. But at the moment, this honestly, I'm a big fan of the placement of this evil eye. And,
Oh
geez,
no! Wait, weird one. Oh no!
No way! No
There's
way!
no way that bait worked. There was.
They were so focused. They were so focused on the utility, and Yoshi's like,
Oh,
this is my
no.
time to shine. And or Peepo swinging on the angle is going to get revenge at the very least. So they do trade back, but oh my lord, that is just unfortunate for Hotto. Just like, no, we got all the utility. It's fine, don't worry. And then all of a sudden, she's just gone.
What is worse even, that weird one actually fired the breaching charge, fully knowing that there was an ADS right in front of it. Oh, no, gone. Oh no, Cass forces a TK as well, and
Whoops.
oopsie.
100% that's because Gon wants more frags and doesn't want people to steal them, and then unfortunately was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And look, this is looking a bit better for Grumpy Grapes. Mardina just sensory. Oh no. Okay, don't worry, guys. I'm getting the feet, and then Cass swings out, and there we go.
Okay.
Triple in the round for Cass. That was I talked
right.
about her capability and her fragging potential, and she just shows up and does it.
Oh man, I'm already loving this matchup. It's a gift that keeps on giving. I feel.
100. No, I guarantee you. So I guarantee you, in the moment that Hotto died, she thought it was like the ash explosion or something that killed her, because it almost went off simultaneously. And there was a moment where she was like, "Did you just team kill me?" No, it was a nitro cell. You're good. Don't worry.
You shall not be killed in the next round.
Yeah, you're safe for now.
Oh
But,
lordy.
Look, hey, so far it has been a fairly competitive matchup. Some minor hiccups along the way, mostly in Peepo getting the back of her head blown out. But yeah, there you go. Look, Gon said it herself. Look, you aren't playing a competitive Rainbow Six tournament in ANZ if someone does not get shot by their own team.
Exactly. Yeah, people already has a very splitting, you could say, migraine, borderline head splitting from that TK. But yeah, well, maybe this time that will not happen. Maybe Gon will be a little bit more careful. Still no presence of the the slug
I
shotgun.
was trying to tap you, and she walked head first into the bullets. If that does not sum up my casual matches, I don't know what does.
10 seconds left.
This is just pain.
Like I even did it today. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get inside. My teammate just starts holding their mouse on, and
Attackers must locate.
honestly, it was probably my fault, but it's always an interesting situation. It's like, I lost my gunfight to my teammate. Oh,
Oh, well. Well, speaking of losing gunfight, we might be seeing a few of them lost in a moment. Cass is out on the prowl, looking very keen on trying to maybe get into a few more of those gunfights and see if maybe they could find something more than just a few hacked drones. Yeah,
the full entourage of hacked drones already found by Cass. That's just information stonks.
Stonks in general, yeah, they just flowing in here, really. Cass, setting up yet another flank drone onto the 90 hallway, will be just keeping a very close eye out. Traxing is already in play by Mardina. Nothing too out of the ordinary just yet. No entrance has been yet achieved. The Peepo managed to get into the laundry, but that is probably the extent so far of the push overall. No contention. Well, maybe Yoshi will be able to find some action for herself very soon.
Yoshi just slow. Oh, both players 100% like pushed at the wrong time to get that angle to contest. Yoshi though, going for the big brain plays, trying to open up the soft wall to maybe make something happen, but no, weird one. Not going to have a bar of it. Will pull back for the moment. But Peepo, oh no, unfortunately. Oh, Cass almost lines up too. But weird one just has more bullets in the mag. Phoenix will find yet another one in the back of Hotto, taking down Nova. Yoshi's there. We'll refrag out yet again. So we're in a 3 versus 3 with a minute 10 left to play Cthulhu. And it still could go either way. But Nardina, look at the positioning here. Hotto as well. Unfortunate. Oh, smoke grenade. Oh, just gunned down through the smoke. Just using her teammate's corpse as cover. That's Rainbow Six in a nutshell.
What do you mean, corpse?
Oh, no.
Mute is just enjoying some of Bandit's product.
No, I think
And
just enjoy the
Hibata is
decor.
taking a bath.
There we go. Yeah, go on. Drop in the bathtub. This is getting very Hollywood-esque, but yeah, just unfortunate for the girls on Phoenix there. Grumpy Grapes just having the positioning and lines of sight that they needed to find those ones. And Cass, in particular, has been finding some very, very convincing gunfights.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Grumpy Grapes now taking the lead in this matchup will be now forced to, well, go to dining room and kitchen. Now both of their, well, I suppose good sides have been now played out and came out victorious, so we shall be seeing a slight switch around. Gone. Trading the IQ for yet an unknown Pokemon, I'm assuming for another IQ, whereas Cass is bringing in the Legion instead of, well, actually for Gone we shall be seeing an Ash, so quite a departure from the Hibana plays now onto just flat out fragging. We go in full on Call of Duty mode.
No, it's kind of like IQ. Her job is to destroy utility. She just does it blind in hopes for the best. 100%. It's a linear move, but Mardina still locking in the gridlock, still running the LMG. Going to be holding down mouse 1.
I admire that.
Look, I have to run. I have to run the M249 because I got the skin from the Esports pack, and I mean all that time put into watching streams to get. Actually, I've had that duplicate like 5 times now, so I feel like I almost have to run it.
It's like it's a sign now from the Siege gods.
If I don't run it, I'm just cursed with more duplicates. So call me superstitious if you want. I'm running nothing but the Esports skin.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'll have to say some of those skins are very clean. I've, not to flex, I did manage to get the Bandit MP7 one. And
not to flex, but I got the good one.
Yeah, not to flex, but I had a very hard time choosing between the Pro League set and the actual Esports pack set for the MP7. And I ended up running the Esports pack one, just for the sheer fact just how shiny it just looks.
There are some solid skins coming out soon, but at the moment, skins aren't the issue. It's positioning that is going to be key here. Can Phoenix get themselves another round against the Grumpy Grapes and avoid this top of the table? At the moment, Grumpy Grapes have the advantage, but it is Villa. It is, pretty close to even in terms of attacker and defender sided as it stands at the moment. Most teams know how to get themselves in and how to contest. But look at this, Grumpy Grapes with the vertical setup. A lot of presence downstairs, and then you've got one player looking, willing, ready to contest. And Yoshi, despite being low, will find the opener here onto Mardina. Very, very distant from the site. Catching Mardina, unfortunately, unawares.
Yeah, Mardina, quite an unfortunate loss there. But right now, Yoshi's being very actively hunted down. Gon nearly was ready to send it into the piano room to try to cut her off on a rotation. And Haro was... they're keen for that engagement, but not anymore. That rotation has already happened, but oh no, the trigger discipline betrays the ace player of Phoenix right now, and oh, maybe another peek. There we go. The headshot has been lined up, so we're back to a 4 versus 4.
Look, this is there's a lot of straight as Pipo finds another one. It's chaos to go down. I have not seen a single good night in chat, and I know in a match like this, I probably would do it myself. Which would then probably cost me because everyone knows about the curse of all chat in competitive Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, what a breeze.
That's the one. Aussie, at the moment, holding tight in kitchen, just waiting for someone to push to the angle. This is a cursed spot that every time I play it, someone pushes in from the basement stairs and I die. So hopefully, Aussie can, see you check the angle. Check your corners, guys. You don't want to get caught. And, just pulls back, gives himself a little bit more coverage. With 30 seconds left, Phoenix are in a good spot to explode onto the bomb site. Do they know that Yoshi is in Bicycle right now? There is a Prisma trying to cover the doorway, provide some misinformation. Oh, that could be the one. Oh, no, just the wrong way. Hotto put out from behind. Yoshi's still low in this matchup. Oh, there we go. Okay, she's been put down. They find the frag. Weird one to do the damage. The Aussie note will find one back on a peep, but then he can explode to the bomb site. One prone to the floor. Novawick does him dirty, and it's all on God. Got to swing it. Feet spotted, but unfortunately, there is someone else in the room, and Grumpy Grapes will get their third in a row.
There we go. Grumpy Grapes leading now with the 2-point lead for themselves. Certainly looking definitely very, very dominant, but I am though curious how will things change once we do see the switch over to the attacking side for them, because quite possibly this is where Beanix will start possibly gaining some momentum for themselves as well. But for now, it is going to be AVG back to the basics. Yet another chance for Maestro ACS-12, maybe from Grumpy Cheese, but one can only hope. Martina back on her own grind here with the M249 saw. And
that's what she's wanting to make the other team. Saw. That's the goal.
yes.
Look, it has been. Did we get it? Oh, we did! Yes!
Panda.
Cheese! That's the one! We have it, the ACS-12. Money in the bank. It's exactly what you're looking for. The unfortunate thing, though, is it's the reflex site, so not quite the setup, not quite the spawn peak machine that it should be.
I mean, it's set up in the assault mode rather than the
okay. If you are
defense
not
mode.
contesting ruins on spawn with the ACS-12 on Villa, are you even playing with the ACS-12?
5 seconds.
Yeah, look.
Do not follow my example. Anyone in chat,
right.
do not follow my example when playing this game. I am not as good as these girls by a long shot.
Jokes aside, though, ACS-12 is a very solid weapon, especially at opening up some of the rotation holes and opening up the skulls of your opponents. So once you hit that headshot, well, that's pretty much a GN straight off the bat. Hotto is the first one to actually open up the doorway, but won't be really trying to contest any kind of gunfights. Quite possibly we might be seeing just about the same cheeky setup by Cheese. Yep, there it is. Yoink.
Again, just stealing drones out of Hungry Mute's hands. Mute's got a family to feed, and it's all based on how many drones he kills.
There is a possibility Mardina will be the one droning up ahead for Hotto, and no information has yet been gained about the whereabouts of the attackers. Nova, oh, she's playing very dangerous game, but very potent.
This is one of those, it's a dangerous game, but, you know, it's call an ambulance, but not for me. Pipo finds the opener, Yoshi to go down. Unfortunately, Pipo is just looking to stack up the frags here. 7, 1, and 3 for her here so far. Putting on a good showing for us here in the stream tonight. Hotto going to contest all the way down classical. They might have an avenue in, but Aussie playing the same position. Last time they went for the plant behind the bar, not realizing that Aussie was just on the other side of things. Camera looking the way of Hotto, so she has very much been scouted out. Pipo needs to get over to try and provide some utility. Gone as well, deep information gain on the drone. There is a lot of information. Oh no, it's Cass again. Try to contest Weird One to spray. Both of them have to revert to secondaries, but neither of them will find the other at the moment. Lucky for Weird One to get away. Cass had every inkling that there was someone in that position.
Now with that call-out has gone out, Hotto yeah. She did try to go in for a gunfight, but fortunately couldn't really assist going walkabouts. Another peek, and Aussie's there to finish things up. Not even a single bit of chance for Grumpy Cheese to try to use up her ACS-12. Maybe now will be busted out. Weird One is now all down, but will be very promptly picked back up. 3v4. Both teams have sustained quite some damage, so quite possibly this could be evened up to an even play field very soon.
No hard reach left, so they've got limited avenues to get into the bomb site. Smoke will be tossed deep, but Aussie still playing behind the bomb chassis. Could very much upset the flow. Cheese doesn't have an angle, so it might be a case of spraying through the smoke. Mardina survives somehow. Not getting caught out just yet, but Pipo's on the job. We'll find a double. Ducking behind the bar. We'll be going for the plant. Cheese has to do something here. Doesn't matter. Weird One in from behind. What? All of a sudden, there's just an ash on the bomb site. That is a defender's worst nightmare. Plant goes down. Mardina does go down as well. And all of a sudden, Cass, no idea, no information. Where the heck did Weird One come from?
I am just about as lost. I'm assuming she absolutely breezed past
I think she just full sent it through games and ducked in behind Cheese. I have to imagine. Otherwise, she managed to push through Zombie, in through Aviator, and came in behind Cheese, and then swung back as soon as Nova came in behind her. That was just an explosive round for Beanix.
Absolutely, and that is exactly what they needed to break the pace of Grumpy Grapes. They were already on a 3-round streak. And, well, now finally that has been stopped. One more chance for Phoenix to actually even out the scoreline here if in Aviator and Games Room. See if maybe they can repeat this very same outcome, but Cheese has actually swapped over from the Maestro to a Mira, so potentially a much larger info game is in play here.
Well, the Mirror, we haven't seen it despite it being available this entire half. I believe... No, it was banned out last minute. That's right. Okay, no, never mind. But yeah, this map, we have yet to see it once. It's an interesting pick, I'll be perfectly honest. There are some bomb sites where it works a little bit better than others. This one is one of those bomb sites. Interesting, though. This is... I can see the benefits, I can see the negatives, but look, it is what it is. The mirror window is set up. I do less intelligent stuff when mirror is on the board, so okay, say psych right now. Do it. Say psych, no. But this is
That's him, officer. That's her.
Yeah, that's the one. But I mean, a mirror window on Aviator, it's a scary prospect because one, you don't need to be able to shoot from behind it because of the information it provides alone. They don't have to risk the evil eye that they had there previously. They've still got utility they can use. They need to go below 100%. If Phoenix want to win this round, they need to go below, shoot out the window, so they can actually contest onto the bomb site.
Yeah, well, curious if Phoenix will attempt to do that very thing, or rather will they just flat out decide to push from the statuary and trophy. Cass is back on her own stuff.
Shenanigans.
Gonna call that. Her own shenanigans. Yeah, still roaming around very far away from the site, and well, usually gets pretty well rewarded for those kinds of plays. Going walkabouts from a very safe position will be just droning up ahead for Peepo in hopes of finding the early plays, but Cass just yoinks it away. That drone is now her.
Look, if Grumpy Grapes are on holiday, the rest of the team are paying for their tour. You know, Cass is like, no, don't worry. I know enough that I can just go on the tour by myself. I'll talk myself through it. And, well, at the moment, they last round, if anything's an indicator, they very much have an idea of how this works. And Yoshi, oh my lord, in from main stairs, pinched in from behind, finds Mardina, gets onto the bomb site scot-free as well. Unfortunately, Phoenix just not quite covering their angles. The information they have on this study room is mind-boggling.
Exactly. Another gunfight does erupt. Yoshi, a little bit of a waffle there at the very beginning of that gunfight, but at the end does land a nice headshot onto Hodo. 3v5, and still no response back from Phoenix, and this is looking a little bit concerning to say the very least. Weird one. Trying to find the right gun, but won't be finding her life at all, as Cass is the one to take that away. And it's all down to go on walkabouts and Peepo to try to clutch it out. Well, just now only Peepo. Yoshi just tearing through the opposition.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They're trying to contest onto a Mozzie on an angle like that. It's such a brutal angle to try and contest at the best of times. And when you're only running a holo, no. Peepo, no, unfortunately gets caught watching the wrong direction. Yoshi swings in for a triple and will take the flawless round away from the Phoenix to secure themselves a very, very solid 4-2 half. Although, in saying that, we saw that in the last map, and Renz did a good job of bringing it back a little bit. So, I mean, look, there's chance that we do see Phoenix bounce back going into the defensive setup.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that we might be seeing a much more confident scoreline from Phoenix here whilst they are on defense. Quite a few teams do have that kind of, I suppose, pattern going for themselves where whilst their attack may be a little bit lackluster here and there, the defense is definitely usually the stronger suit. So I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix will be able to bring this back to a 4-4 scoreline, but it's still going to be a challenge. They're still at a 2-round deficit here, and they need to equalize it in the early stages of this half.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You want to trade the half 4-2? Well, preferably 4-0 if you're... Actually, no, not 4-0. You want 5-0 if you're Phoenix. You don't want to lose a single round. But there we go, Mardina. Yeah, she was the ACS 12 fiend here for Phoenix. She's bringing it again on the alibi. So at best, only a 1.5 times, but good chance it's probably going to be something similar to the reflex that we saw previously. The bailiff, it's great for mopping up those wayward drones, and well, that's exactly what Mardina's going to be doing. Round number 7 almost underway here with this setup. There's look. It's an interesting one. We're not going to see that extension into Master. Electro Claw Blow. Phoenix have put a lot of thought into the setup.
Yeah, they're covering quite a lot of their bases. I am curious about Hotto's pick for the castle. There is already one used, but I am just about as clueless. Oh yeah, there it is. So one is going into the aviator room. I'm assuming the others two are going to be there for kind of, I suppose, adaptation on the go, but my choice here would have probably been close off the all of the
Grumpy Grapes
bedroom.
are inside downstairs. They have just gone full pelt through kitchen. They are now prepping to push up the Astro stairs with drones aggressively moving. Oh no, not the toes, not the toes! Cass can't quite find the angle. So, luckily, whoever is in Astro, I believe it's Mardina. Yeah, it's Mardina. Is going to be able to get away for the moment, but that could have. Oh no! The clinch is very real. Mardina should be dead, but it's a weird one to find the first. People to find the second. Yoshi and Aussie go down. Cass goes to the pre-fire. ACS 12 could come into play. No, Mardina's dead. Never mind. I was wrong. I cursed it, and I have to pay the price. Weird one on the flank from behind. Headshot cleanly taken. Cass to fall down. This is looking very good for Phoenix.
Look at that. The last two remaining players from Grumpy Grapes are still yet to leave the spawn, and now this is going to be just, well, an even more difficult task here for them. They are going the long way, the scenic route, and right now, well, Phoenix actually showed us a phenomenal defense. We're able to shut down the whole of that aggressive push, and not really any huge response really from Grumpy Grapes. And with a minute remaining, they still have a chance to pull off something here, but it's going to be quite a gargantuan challenge to partake.
Oh, almost weird one being spotted there, but just so many angles to worry about. So many players to worry about. She's tagged up heavy by Gone. As he just walked a little bit too, recklessly into the bomb site. Phoenix, they find it. Gone, swings again, and Weird One does the same. Phoenix take themselves a big round to kick off this second half, and, well, it could be the march back that they need to avoid last place.
Well, certainly will. Round 8 is going to be seeing us potentially see a change of pace, and indeed it will be the aviator room, the side that was theoretically seen half a setup already from Phoenix.
That's the one. Let's go, Oryx. No, surely it stays. 100%. It should stay. He's so good on this map. He just, okay. I was wrong. I was debated. It's going to be Maestro. It still could be the ACS 12, so I might still be happy. But so far, I'm not getting my hopes up. The Oryx, I do like it. Honestly, you can flank in from Study Hatch. You can flank in from Classical Hatch. There are so many positions that you can utilize, being able to jump up from first to second floor, that I would love to do. No, okay, it's the older 5.56. My dreams are not a concern at all of either of the teams playing today.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day has been ruined.
Yeah, okay, it is what it is. Maybe we'll see it again. Maybe not, honestly. The game so far has been a very, very entertaining one. I'm enjoying myself at the very least. But there's still some rounds left to be played here. Phoenix, they're within one to equalize. They might be able to bring it back here on Aviator Games.
There he goes from the call. Quite an unfortunate one, but hopefully we shall see him return back. But look, honestly,
I switch all around.
I am quite keen for some of the Oryx plays. I'll definitely agree with him. That would have been a very good for rotation
we see the setup from
purpose.
Gone. They're going to go for that vertical contest as well.
As unfortunately, I actually believe
weird one as well popping up on that Jaeger on
Billy
the road.
Burton himself
She is
has
going to
actually
be one
gone
to watch in these
absolutely
coming rounds.
offline. So maybe a power outage is in place, which is quite unfortunate. Our hopes and prayers are with him. But meanwhile, Grumpy Grapes are the ones
think Cthulhu may
going
have
in for
died.
the full sender yet again.
Maybe
3
a case of
push
his, I
with
think his
two
sound
live
his
drones
sound
happening.
drivers may have
Cass
crashed.
and
It's
Yoshi are
something
the
that
ones leading the
does
charge
happen
here,
from time to time, so
in hopes
we'll
of
carry
maybe
on
redeeming
with
himself here
everything
on
that's going
this
on. Yeah, he's
very
not lining
push.
up on my. Oh, okay, no, that was me.
Curious to see what will be the outcome here.
I dropped.
As already hearing a few sound cues. Oh,
Yeah,
quite
no,
a
sorry.
hasty
Okay,
decision
I
there
hear
by
you now.
Yoshi in hopes of the finding a few of the frags. But look, let's see if this is actually going to be the play here. Mr. Panda, can you hear us here?
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
I can
yeah.
hear you
Discord,
now.
Discord
I've switched
has
on
just
the-
imploded. It seems.
Uh-oh.
Carry on. But at the moment, this could provide an interesting. That could be very interesting. At least they've got in-game chat, so they can carry on that way. So it's obviously a Discord error, no problem, because well, nothing else dropped. But at the moment, it's still 5-5 as we head into the second half of this round. Yoshi running in with the Canadian, the Buck. 10-1-5, a 2.0 KD at the moment. They are on the hunt, looking for these deep roamers, looking for any inkling of information as to where they could be and could be looking to impact this map. Peepo can cast, holding that angle. That is a very aggressive angle for a defender to be holding. Oh, Gone has joined up.
Even
this is
more
a two-man
aggressive.
hold.
Yeah, two-player hold here on the 90. It was a little bit ambitious, and well, it seems like they have realized that very thing. So, quick default back to the side is in play. Peepo, essentially the next person to try to engage, does spot the Buck, but to no avail just yet. 45 seconds remaining, and possibly... Oh god, this is just the hell for the retinas. Same goes for the Yoshi as well. She's full blinded as well in there.
Well, Cass is going to run in, find the opener, holding this very tentative position, just not quite committing into classical, but we'll find one at the very least. Losing the smoke, that's rough, especially coming into the tail end of the round. But there's still no guaranteed way. Oh my lord, Peepo with a separate, the shield lines up a second. No way, she just gets away with that. No cover, no presence to support the player. Oh my lord, almost finds a third. Nova is so low that if Weird One tags one bullet through that wall, it is going to spell the death. And time is not on their side. Nova does kill Hotto, but goes back. Martina for two. And all of a sudden, Aussie has to stick the plant. Where does she go? Spotted, gunned down by Weird One. And we are going to be even going into round number 9, Cthulhu.
Indeed we are. 4-4 draw from the two teams, which has taken quite a very unusual turn for the better for Beanix here. But look, yeah, I'm quite excited. Quite possibly Grumpy Grapes started their whole season with an overtime, may just end the group stage with an overtime as well.
Well. We have an absolute heater on our hands here, and Dining Kitchen is coming up next with Pulse off the board. They have to go for some slightly... Okay, we've had a player drop as well, unfortunately, it seems. No, there we go. Martina, it was just a late pick.
Back.
Yeah, no, it looked like, because it took forever for her to pick, I thought she'd drop from the server. And look, if Discord's collapsing, I didn't want the game to be going down as well. That could have hurt. Well, it's a 6 pick off the Glass onto the Capital, so the potential for some of these defensive positions to be very, very heavily threatened.
Attackers need to locate
And a
and
6 pick
defuse as many
on the
bombs
Cade
they
as
can.
well. Look at that numbers. Yoshi and Cass both hitting 10. Peepo and Weird One both having hit double digits. Peepo, in fact, leading the server on frags 11, 2, and 5.
Hey, people's been putting in quite some work in for Beanie. Same can be said for Weird One. Some of her just absolute sends onto the side have been absolutely phenomenal and allowed Beanies to win out quite a fair few of the rounds. Same could be said for Grumpy Grapes. Look, I mean, Cass absolutely deadly on the Mozzie back on the defense. Same can be said here. She seems to have gotten quite accustomed to the Zafia role. Same could be said for Yoshi. She has been absolutely tearing things up. So, look, overall, it is seeming to be quite the battle between the two pairs, between the two teams.
Well, as we are getting into this, a bit of time spent just looking for information, looking for the drones. Well, Dining Kitchen, it's one that can be quite brutal to hold. Castle coming in the fold makes that a little bit easier, gives them a little bit of added security. Plus the cap can as well is going to be an unwanted nuisance in the way for potentially the grapes. But look, we'll see. Phoenix, the setup is there. Weird one on the roam up in statuary of all places. The vertical hold coming out. Again, a bit of the waffle onto the drone. I'm not innocent of doing that myself, so no flame, no hate. Peepo though, just guns down Grumpy Yoshi mercilessly through the wall and into trophy. That is unfortunate, losing out on the Jackal that early into a round.
Yeah, without even being able to shut down any of the Romas, this is definitely rough. Peepo just continues to ramp up the pace, but very quickly shut down by Cass finally. Although Cass does not realize, or rather did not realize, that there was a play by a weird one as well. But both of the players do end up falling back down to the ground floor to see where they can find themselves next. Haro, playing around the bicycle storage, could quite possibly catch Cass off the guard. Whereas the rest of the team of Grumpy Grapes is not looking too good. Cass seems to be the main carry here so far.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Peepo caught looking the wrong way. Could have been a triple for her in the round, but I mean, big damage already done. IQ and Jackal off the board. Weird one with a huge flank will avenge her fallen teammate, but it is unfortunately gone to go down. She's gonna run in, start unfortunately having to beat away at the castle barricade. There is nothing more demoralizing than having to punch out a castle barricade.
Surely a Soulmate
Charge while the proximity alarm is going off.
While the, it doesn't look like
just...
Cheese is really keen on just keep on continuing punching this, so we shall be seeing that out of the equation. But look, 23 seconds remaining. The charges are there.
Weird one
is about to go in for the flank.
Oh, caught with the crossbow out. Finds 1.5. Nova will be tagged. The smoke is in the door, but Nova's just going to have to force her way through. And oh no!
Oh no.
The initial asphyxiating bolt was in place. And look, hey, it was said in match. No, actually, it was said earlier in this match. If you don't team kill one during a tournament, is it really an ANZ tournament? So we've had it again. It was gone in the first half. Now at least Grumpy Grapes are pulling their weight.
Yeah, well, for Beatings though, this is looking quite solid. They have managed to ramp up quite a momentum, actually. Very similar to what the Grumpy Grapes were able to achieve early on in the matchup, a 3-round streak. So maybe here this is where they want to keep on rolling for themselves. But yeah, for Grumpy Grapes, looking definitely a little bit dire. The fact that it's been so far kind of in the GG department, it's been Yoshi's and Cass's game for the most of it. A similar thing can be said in Beaning's department. Peepo and Weird One absolutely just smashing through the opposition, and well, it shows 1 round now advantage to Beanix.
Well, for the first time since round number 1, Beanix have the round lead. And unfortunately, a bit of miscommunication has resulted in Gon using up one of the castle barricades. So Hotto's just going to, hustle over, put it on the study door. So it's an unfortunate time wastage there. But on the whole, Beanix have been playing an incredibly competent defense, and that's got to be concerning for the Grumpy Grapes. They need to find some way to even things up here, push themselves, if not for the win, but potentially for overtime. As well. It's we're into the round. We're into the round. But that much is for sure. Who is unfortunately... The question is this going to be a case of the Beanix players popping off again, or are Grumpy Grapes going to be able to stem the tide?
Maybe a little bit of both, really, here, because so far we are seeing a sprinkle of Grumpy Grapes kind of having a few issues there with some runs, or time management for that matter. Sometimes it's Beanix just being built differently here on some of the occasions, so certainly few plays could be in play, but Grumpy Cass back into the play.
Located a bomb.
I think the names are becoming more and more accurate the longer Grumpy Grapes play this match, because they were in the lead and then they started losing, and now there's frustration and they just want to win it. Yoshi finds a third in the round. No more Maestro, no more Jaeger, no more Cade. And Grumpy Grapes, they're looking to do some significant... Oh my lord, Cass for a triple. Just does not care and is swinging absolutely everything, and all of a sudden it's people alone. Cass secures not only a 4K, but a flawless round for her team.
And the story of only maximum of triple round streaks is going to stay here. Once again, Grumpy Grapes are pushing this back into a draw. This is looking like we are going to be seeing an overtime to come to full swing here. Look, Aviator in games is going to be yet another try here. Last time we did see it was taken by a surprise in favor of Phoenix, as they were the ones who ended up destroying the diffuser. And a slight change around Grumpy Cheese to bring in the Iana.
Well, it's not even cheese, though. It's something that is being played all the way up into the Tier 1 competitions. It made its way into NAL, it's making its way into Apex South. I would imagine it's been played in EU League, but it's just it's in an inconvenient hour, so I don't watch it. That's what I was trying to say. But it's something that's making its way back into the mainstream. Not only has she got those 2 frag grenades, not only has she got some phenomenal guns and a great gadget, she's got the Gon 6 now. She is on par with Ashe in terms of utility destruction.
Left before insertion.
Yeah, with the Gon 6, I suppose Iana kind of received that status of like now the budget Zafia, I suppose, with getting rid of so much utility now from the destination. But yeah, look, so far we've seen some usage to that, but not, I feel, not to the most impactful extent. I'll probably say that.
Well, there have been a couple of hit and miss moments for both teams. You know, there's just players get caught looking the wrong direction by no fault of their own. They are in a position where they are very conceivably about to be pinched on, and it's just unfortunate, circumstances playing out. But at the moment, Grumpy Grapes again, master push. They're getting a good clear early on into the round. In fact, they're going to be in position to pinch onto the bomb site very, very soon. Weird one down below again. This position has been so key. Unfortunately, neither team has been clearing out the first 4 probers. Peepo just not having a great time. Luckily, the magnets and ADS is in place to catch some of that utility. Just the Evil Eye camera BM is brutal. Yoshi tagged up purely through lasers.
Yoshi now kind of feels a little bit jittery there, kind of tries to go for a safe peek, but won't be happening anytime soon. Another one for
Cass is going to get a 20 bomb
She's just going
by the end of
hard.
this matchup.
Yeah. That is 100%. I'm expecting that 20 bomb to happen.
I think she's going to hit the kill record for this season if she gets the 20. I'm pretty sure that's where we were at earlier on, but I'll have to double check my numbers. Like we said earlier, we're not great statisticians. We have people that do that for us. But the numbers Cass is putting up right now, just astronomical. Weird one on the flank from behind. Might be able to cut that chance down. Spray is... Oh, there we go. Finally. It is good. So no 20 coming off of this round. Phoenix, they might be the ones to move on to map point first.
And
Oh my lord, Mouse, you can just hear it going off in the background for Mardina.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Yeah. Alda definitely looking quite powerful. They are ready to rip things apart. But, she's actually having the element of surprise, only able to, unfortunately, down the Maestro, or I was about to call him Mario, but probably wouldn't have been too far away.
They're both
but
Italians.
Yeah, close enough.
They both have mustaches, so...
Both
No,
could
I think
theoretically do some plumbing.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That is well and truly in Maestro's wheelhouse. The man is a jack of all trades and has a incredibly powerful firearm to back it up. But Phoenix, they're looking good on the map point first. One round is all that separates Grumpy Grapes and a chance at redemption in overtime. They were able to do it earlier in the season to Nutty Gaming. Can they do it again here? Mardina bringing the echo out. Finker for cheese. That has been the name of the game. Peepo has just had her ace stolen every chance she comes close to one.
That is quite unfortunate. Now, Kitchen, last time that it was defended by Phoenix, it was a successful one and a very relatively clean defense in that regard. So, curious to see what actually can be brought on board here. And definitely Phoenix might have the favor here, but look, so far it has been relatively back and forth, so I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden we shall be seeing ourselves in the overtime.
Look, this is interesting. So we have two players who are conceivably in a position to pick up 20 frags in this map. We had one on 16, and then you've got Cass, who is 3 frags away herself. It is actually technically, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, Yoshi is in the same position if they go to overtime, and so is Peepo. But look, at the moment, 2 players who are standing clear above the rest in position to go for that. 4 kills needed for Weird One, 3 for Cass. Cass has just been playing the game of her life this one here in Villa. Well, again, it's that extended-ish setup here. Not quite the full extension that we've seen from them previously, but they have set up utility over this side of the map to try and give them some extra information. Yoshi, yet again, the one to enter the building first, on the hunt for those frags. And Cass, just full pelt running it in behind. It is Kitchen Dining, so I think this is a lot of misinformation. The fact that there's a castle barricade up there is trying to throw off that there is a deep roam upstairs, when in reality, this is a minor roam, not a significant one. But Grumpy Grapes, they need to clear a lot of ground to be able to contest this bomb site. Oh, Weird One.
Quite an ambitious peek by Weird One with a bit of a pre-fire, but Yoshi's there to dish some damage back on over. Damage advantage is definitely there for the attacker, but it seems like neither of the parties have managed to reach the conclusion. But gone walkabouts will. That was a fantastic C4 just off of the play and a
And
quick
the
cheeky teabag as well.
And the teabag as well. My lord, the girls are just having a bit of fun. Cass, just not quite sure where to go after a teammate does fall. Trying to find a lying angle where Weird One was holding, but it's not the case. Gone is still down in library right now. The things that just the information that she is gathering. Oh, Peepo, no! Surely we don't see someone pick up a punch hole kill to round this out.
Quite possible. Quite possible. 2-player hold upstairs definitely could work out here quite substantially already. Nano boost is out. Cheese in hopes of trying to give some more courage to her teammates in a search for the attackers, or rather defenders. But Cass actually finds Gone walkabouts now. Back to a 4v4, but 50 seconds remaining. We might be having a few issues down the line for the attackers.
I was trying to be sneaky. Unfortunately, not quite sneaky enough, but that puts Cass even closer. 2 frags now, all that separate her and the big 20. But unfortunately for her, Phoenix, I've probably got something to say about it. They're going to be holding in, retreating into the bomb site. Hotto going to be tagged and spotted early. Jeez, on the reload, Aussie taking some punishment. Oh no! Saved by the nano boost. Who would have thought? That is some clutch utility usage. Aussie somehow alive in a situation that she had absolutely no right to be. Weird One, gonna be looking for the swing, gonna be looking for it, but it's shot from behind. Cass, what away! She's getting close, she can taste it here with 12 seconds left. It's not much time to do it. There aren't 2 frags to find. Peepo does find Nova as Cheese finds Hotto as well. Cass, she needs to go in big, is on the plant, unfortunately, so it's on her team to cover. Win 1-2, they're both stolen away, but Grumpy Grapes, they do push it to OT here.
Indeed, very close to running out of time and potentially losing this whole matchup, but they've managed to do it. Really bad PTSD for Cass. Yeah, look, we've all been there, but overtime is definitely in play here. Grumpy Grapes are going to be the ones to kick things off on the attack here yet again. Aviator and Games is going to be the first out of the 3 rounds, potentially, to be played out. Curious, though, what will be the final outcome here, because it seems like finally Grumpy Grapes have found their groove here.
Gone just wants to go to bed. Unfortunately, that's not the chance. You're not going to have a shot at it just yet. Cass says no, not a chance. Cass wants her 20. She has worked so incredibly hard for it as well. And well, Weird still could pull out the 20. So could Peepo. Now conceivably that we've gone to overtime. Cass denied. One frag from the line. There is some big numbers being put up in the server tonight here.
100%, yeah. And it's amazing to see that it's not just one player out of the whole server. It's a very continuous kind of battle between the two pairs of teams. So this is looking promising. This is looking good, and a very exciting opportunity here for quite a few players to drop a few very high kill performances.
Well, we will have to keep an eye on how this one plays out. Looks like a couple of players heading over towards Master. Could be the point that they do need to get themselves into the building and start to really contest. But the question is, where is Cass going? And yeah, okay, she's one of the two that are getting into Master. We've seen them take this positioning before. We've seen them be very aggressive on the push as well. They get they get themselves in. They get themselves in early, and they get themselves in very aggressively, taking those key positions. And Cass can just taste it. Honestly, I would be less than surprised if we see Cass at a 20 and then just leave the server, because that's what she really wanted from this matchup. But no, honestly, I think this close to the finish line, you might as well play it out. There's maximum 3 rounds to go, minimum 2. And, well, a minute spent, and they've already got control up to Classic.
Actually, quick curious. Oh, right. So the Maestro camera is just zapping from down the hallway. Right, I see.
Just the BM from the Maestro cameras just like ticking away.
And it was able to zap away quite a few drones as well. So that is probably the most amusing thing for me as well. Is it was actually working out quite well already. A first gunfight.
No way, Peepo's gotten away with that angle again. I swear she was a 90 a second ago, but Peepo has done some real damage from this position. Well, it's Cass though. Unfortunately, her next contest or the 2 times could be the decider in that long-range gunfight. But no, Cass decides better of it. There's a lot of information feeding through, and this nano boost really has been make or break.
Oh yeah, for quite a few plays, for quite a few times, this is definitely looking quite solid. People already finding herself a double kill, and there's the Aussie now out of the equation. Cheese now finally picking up the slag, and the push definitely needs to happen here. Another rotation, another push is happening already. So
oh no!
Just, takes away the attention, and that is a very unfortunate play here.
The prox alarm, but it gives Peepo. If Peepo aces this round, that is 20 before Cass, which would be devastating. Gone to fall. So does Mardina. It's a 2 versus 2. All of a sudden, Hotto holding down from Volt. And Peepo in Aviator itself, just tucked into the wall. Hotto does get the down onto Cheese. Nova on the plant. If Peepo swings in here, she could steal it all. But no, watching Study. They look to swing into games itself. The pickup does happen. No, Peepo for 1. No, the Nitro cell from Hotto. It denies the ace. And all of a sudden, it comes apart.
Oh my
Hotto
God.
wins the follow-up. 1 kill away. 1 kill away from hitting 20 before Cass. And it's stolen by her teammate.
People just can't get an ace. It's just... Poor people. Honestly, like, this time, this was the closest she gotten to an ace. To be denied by a C4 of your teammate. Being sad is probably the biggest understatement of the century here for this one.
Like, 100%. Like, there is a 60-40 chance that going into next round, Hotto just gets team killed off spawn. 100%. There is a good chance that happens. Oh, you have to feel for Peepo. It was in the palm of her hand, and then Hotto tried to help.
Emphasis is on tried.
Tried. Tried being the keyword. She was trying to help with the win. Unfortunately, the kill is only on to the person who was about to get one of the cleanest aces of the season. It is what it is. It happens. You move on. Phoenix are 1 round away from securing their second win of the season and, well, securing themselves penultimate place, not quite going down last, which is what you want in this situation. But now they are on the attack. It's trophy statuary again, which was an unfortunate bomb site for them. It did go the way of Grumpy Grapes. The one time we did see it on the defense for them, so there's a good chance that it does go the full distance, full overtime.
Definitely up. Oh, heck.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Uh,
as many bombs as they can.
I think is
React
that
quickly enough.
we have
Yeah,
to rehost it.
Don't think we
Unfortunately,
can. Yeah, unfortunately, the rehost will be called here, but yeah, look, quite unfortunate for a PC crash. Might have to come back to us for now. But yeah, look, we'll see how things will really work out here. 7-6 is the scoreline so far, and it has been an absolute banger, to say the very least. Both of these teams are just getting down to the very bottom of that, just full set of rounds. They full set of seconds per each round. It's going down to the very last bit of it.
yeah, like the point where there's nothing left in the tank, and it all comes down to raw skill and talent, and whether or not your teammate throws a nitro cell at the back of your head. But honestly, this is some of the best showings that we've seen from both these teams the entirety of the regular season. So it's good. It's good to see that they can still perform when it, well, even when it doesn't count. They just want to give the best show possible here tonight. Unfortunate that we have to have the rehost at this stage. So we will have that. We'll have to wait on that. So what we might do, we'll start to a quick break while we get that sorted. We'll bring you back. What could be the final round? What could be the penultimate round? We'll see when it gets there.
I have to stop going back to you. Back to you. Back to you. Back to you.
I have to start going back to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in it. We have sort of the rehost. We are back in the server. We're doing it speedrun style. We did it nice and quick. Cthulhu, it's the second round of overtime. We did see Benix pick up the first one, and, well, it could be all done here off the back of this round. Benix has really heated up coming into the latter half of this map, and their gameplay has been on point. And we have, you can't see it at the moment because we had to go for the full rehost, but there are two players, Cass and Peepo. If either of them pick up a frag, they've hit 20. And
Indeed.
all because of Hotto.
Yeah, look, Hotto has definitely been a very interesting player throughout the whole match tonight. But look, honestly, Benix definitely has done a phenomenal job overall, making a huge comeback from a 4-2 deficit and pushing it into overtime, and now currently sitting on an overtime match point. Definitely looks like they might just have that chance to take things over. Although Grumpy Grapes are now on the defense, and attack of Benix has been definitely not the greatest, but they still most definitely have the chance here.
Look, I have a working theory. I think the game plan for Benix has gone from winning the map and avoiding last place to denying Peepo and Ace. That's just it. Deny Peepo as best you can. And, well, 5 seconds left in the prep phase in what could be the final round of the regular season. That's it. After this one, we are done with regular season. We transition into playoffs, and that's where we get into the nitty-gritty end of the season. But for now, we've got one round to play. Benix there, beelining, ironically enough, for Study to get themselves inside and start to contest this split bomb site. In fact, it's a multi-pronged attack. 2 players, going to be heading over towards getting inside Master. Weird one is going walkabouts to join up with their 2 teammates. It's going to be Cass. Cass has been absolutely filthy on these roams. So she, honestly, I think she's going to be the one to push and get that 21st.
Yeah, quite possibly. That is looking to be the play here, because so far Benix are looking very hesitant on the push. Unless they're going to drone it out to the maximum, I don't think they will be going for a very aggressive push. Hotto is the one who might be making an entry here. because at the moment, Peepo is, well, she finally has managed to make an entry, but right now being followed very closely by the live drone of Gone Walkabouts.
Yeah, if they find Aussie, who is playing behind Desk and Astro, and Peepo finds the kill through the floor, which is where Mardina almost got fragged out from earlier in the map. Her teammate, not by Peepo, obviously. Yeah, there we go. Floor being open. That's where Aussie was moments ago. That could have been huge, but no, Aussie just smells a bit of a rat. Hotto going to be the first one to be tagged up here in the round as we are getting to the 1.5 minute mark. Still in Aviator at the moment, looking to push through. But Cass, we talked about how this roam was huge. Oh, there we go. It's Cass. She hits the 21st, and not only that, she denies Peepo the chance. What would be absolutely crippling is if Phoenix still won this round and Peepo was denied the chance at ever hitting the 20.
Yeah, this is definitely looking very, very dangerous. And the fact that already 2 of the players ran into, I'm assuming those are the damages from the EDD. This is definitely not looking too pretty at all. Yoshi, very keen on going for yet another gunfight, but right now facing a crossfire. And finds actually a kill onto Hotto.
Well, that's man advantage. Well, whoops, they keep saying man advantage. I'm so used to saying it from North America because they talk about it all the time. Women advantage does go the way of Grumpy Grapes. They only need to find 2 and a fraction more as Mardina is incredibly low. There's a good chance. There we go. Yoshi does find it. Aussie keen on the pre-fight. Oh, my lord. Yoshi, calm down. We'll find the kill on a weird one. Cass falls as well, but honestly, Cass she's got her 20. I think she's going to be happy for the moment. Gone. Walkabouts can't do it, unfortunately. And it will be full 15 rounds of Rainbow Six here for the final match of the regular season. We're going to double overtime.
Oh boy. Yeah, round 15 is in play. The final one, overtime match point.
But actually, all one bomb. Pain. Living in
Spain,
yes,
but the S is silent.
that's the one. Except it's Italy, so who knows?
Except it's literally, that's a good continuation to that. But memes aside, dining room and kitchen. Now that is a side that, well, we've seen quite a few times actually bounce between both of the teams, so both sides actually have a very solid chance at winning it.
Yeah, Grumpy Grapes did reasonably well on their defensive setup for it, and well, they picked up one of the recent attacks on it too. So there's a lot of potential to bring it back here and claim it for themselves. Obviously, Grumpy Grapes did the same thing against Nutty Gaming earlier in the season, although it was an 8-6, not an 8-7, which it'll be one way or the other. So there's a lot that is going into this. There's a lot riding on it. The question though is, do we have 2 20 bombs in the same match? Can Peepo find her frag, or is she going to be shut down again? And will it just be Cass who finds herself hitting the big 2-0? Well, we won't know until we get there. 12 seconds remaining here in prep time. What do you reckon, Cthulhu? Who's taking this one?
Oh,
5 seconds left.
I'm definitely not sure on.
Actually, you know what? That's not even
On
the
the
important
whole-
question. Does Peepo get her
Yeah.
20? That's the important question.
I definitely think Peepo has a solid chance of getting her 20. I definitely think that she has been very dangerous on the Jaeger, especially in that very position with the bullet hole peak as well, that she's currently setting up. So I definitely think that if anyone walks into that, well, that's an easy 20.
You know, look, while we're waiting for the action to kick off, I have a genuine question. So,
Okay, go on.
all the maps in Rainbow Six Siege, or the buildings, or the yachts, why do they hire the same security company? Because all the cameras are exactly the same.
Look, maybe it's a monopoly. Maybe Abstergo is the one who's just now changed from hunting for Apple of Eden to just surveillance.
But they're not even a good security company, because you've still got people storming the building with explosives and AKs, and I think they need to get some more personnel on the ground. We need some guards patrolling the boundaries. Even a simple lock could be the one, and a decent door.
Yeah, definitely. That got eaten up pretty quickly. But yeah, look.
Cass just turns, looks at her teammate's drone, and says, "Why did you not spot that out for me, please?"
Why have you betrayed me?
It's exactly what was being said. 100%. That was what was being. No, actually, I think that was a Mozzie pest that picked it up. You'd hope, and that wasn't just Cass out of frustration shooting a teammate's drone.
Hopefully, I think I heard the voice line of Mozzie, so I'm assuming there was the pest there, just ready to yoink the drum. But yeah, look, right now it's still 5v5, already half a round gone, and we're only just about to approach that very position. People so close to dying, but not yet in the grave.
So close to dying, so close to being denied with 20. Look, it's so close. She almost got the kill on the Yoshi. Cheese just helping out there with not only the health but the recoil, with the nano boost, and Hotto as well going to be tagged. It's looking a bit rough for the Phoenix. They need to pull out something big here, and honestly, Peepo and Weird One could be the ones to do it. They've both been fragging phenomenally well as Gon, who has been playing this living room position scarily well. And I would imagine you wouldn't. Oh, Weird. Oh, the vertical angle.
Oh, that is rough.
That is a brutal angle to be caught on and spotted, scanned. They know exactly where Weird One is, and the health is not looking overwhelmed. Oh no, they know where God is now. They've the feet just giving it away. Oh God, can't land the spray. Oh my lord, just a bit of a whiff. She's gonna have to try and depart quickly because how old is
Wait,
she?
the time.
They're playing the clock well. Hotto to go down first. Yoshi will take that one. Looking for more. Mardina finds Yoshi. Cheese finds Mardina. Can Peepo get the frag? It's a question. Gone to go down as well. Second coming up from Aussie. Weird One finds one. Peepo, no, denied the 20. No chance. And it's all on Weird One. Aussie finds it. And it will be Grumpy Grapes to pick up the win. They finish just shy in 7th place. And unfortunately, Phoenix, they just, despite what was a phenomenal effort, still pull it out.
Yeah, there we go. Grumpy Grapes do manage to push it out at the end, although it was a very, very up and down run for them throughout this whole matchup. But look, an 8-7 scoreline. They managed to finish off not at the bottom of the leaderboard, and well done, well played, and solid run, to say the very least, in this season.
Yeah, look, hey, it was a very, very close run race at the end. In fact, I believe. Let me just quickly double check. Yeah, the longest match in the entirety of the regular season played out. And so, as we grace your screens once again, look, Cthulhu, it has been a outstanding regular season. It was just great games from start to finish. I'm so glad we ended on that one. It came down to the wire. There was some big numbers put up, and congratulations to Cass. 20 frags in the map. Nothing at all to sneeze at. And we'll get a deeper look once the match breakdown is completed. We'll get there. It's just being finalized here, so we can look at what went on. But my lord, not only was that the longest match of the season, 100% that was the highest frag match of the season as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. This has to be one of the highest fragging matches that we've seen in a while. Pretty sure, throughout the whole season. And honestly, look, if I didn't know about the standings, I would have genuinely assumed that this would have been kind of the match for at least middle to the top of the leaderboard. This has been the match. What should have been the matches between, say, Calypso and Renz. What should have been kind of the scoreline, say, even between the Elevate and Nocturnal, but that didn't even get to the overtime. So honestly, great game between Grumpy Grapes and Phoenix, showing us absolutely the absolute best as they could have given us, and couldn't have asked for more.
Yeah, I mean, look, for 71st Recon, Nutty Gaming, Grumpy Grapes, and Phoenix, that is them done for the season. So they get themselves a bit of a break. They then get to watch what happens in playoffs. But look, hey, if that is the stage we are setting, coming into the end of the regular season for Stage 1, boy, I cannot wait till Season 2 as well. I mean, we've got playoffs. I'm excited for that too, don't get me wrong. But if that is the passion, the drive, the competitive nature of the match we get to round out the regular season, regardless, honestly, the overall standings, it was just a match for last place. It still gives me great hope coming into next season, because if that's what they're bringing to decide, to avoid playing in last place, imagine what happens when the brackets reset. We're going into a new season and they're playing for top 4 instead. That level of drive could be something to watch out for.
100%, yes. I couldn't agree with you more here, Billy. And look, this just, I'm just even more so excited for For the playoffs. Genuinely, all four teams have managed to prove us that they are ready. They are more than capable to secure those top four positions. And from here on, is just now we're gonna see all the juicier strats to be brought on board.
Yeah, no, we are having a couple of technical issues with the match breakdown. What we'll do, we'll have a look at the final standings for the regular season just to see, from week one to here, how we ended things up. So we'll get that up on screen. We'll see how these teams finished off. Obviously, Nocturnal 7-0 in the regular season. Still not the highest round differential, crazily enough. That was Elevate who picked that one up. But 21 points first place, nothing at all to sneeze at. Elevate second, Calypso third, Rens bring it into fourth, and then Grumpy Grapes finish fifth off of the back of that win. 71st Recon takes sixth, Nutty Gaming seventh, and unfortunately Phoenix, they rounded out in last place, even though they did put on a massive show tonight, and unfortunately someone has to fill up that role, but it is what it is, and look, I'm just glad we got to watch that matchup.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was definitely an absolute pleasure to watch them play. It was an absolute pleasure to watch Cass get that 20 bomb, and look, just some of those plays that we witnessed were definitely just on from another dimension, and I absolutely loved it. Some
Yeah.
of those, even the holes by holds on the 90 that were supposed to not have never worked, but worked out perfectly well.
That's exactly it. And well, it does set the stage for going into playoffs. So we will also have the beginning of our playoff bracket ready for you guys as well. So we'll get that one up next so we can see where we head to from here. So semi-final number one will be first versus fourth seed, Nocturnal versus Rens, a repeat of the match that we saw today. Semi-final number two, Elevate versus Calypso, which if you remember all the way back in time to week number one, it is a rematch of our opening match of the season. So there is a lot that is going to be going into these, a lot of prep from both teams. And look, if somehow one of the top two, the favorites to make finals at the very least, somehow get knocked out, what a story that would make.
Yeah, I believe that was actually part of the season 3 or season 2. We actually seen Nocturnal get knocked down to third place after a bit of a rough playoffs bracket. So I definitely I'm keen to see what kind of storylines may be formed here, and what are going to be the turnout, the expected turnout. Well, quote unquote expected. At least in my head is Nocturnal Elevate grand final with third place playoff between Calypso and Rens. But honestly, the way how things been going so far throughout this whole season, I'm expecting anything really here.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And going into playoffs, this is where you separate the good teams from the great teams. So, like we talked about, good chance that Nocturnal were probably holding a little back in terms of the strategic side, given that they were streamed, and there's going to be a VOD available for them. So I think Rens, the onus is on them to dig even deeper. They need to do a lot of prep work coming into this and look to contest here. Otherwise, we could see Nocturnal versus Elevate in the grand finals, which, look, I'm not totally upset about. That's going to be an absolute heater of a match. But Calypso, they have really been this team that has been lurking in the shadows a little bit. We've seen a bit of them, but not a huge amount, and they have steadily improved throughout the season. They honestly, they're one of the, as much as I say they're one of the teams that could provide an upset, Rens as well have proved that they can take rounds off an Nocturnal. So in a best of three, which is, you have a little bit more leeway in a matchup. I 100% believe we could see a team that is not, one of the favorites making it into the grand finals.
Yeah, well, all of that will be coming up starting next week, as we shall be seeing the beginning of the playoffs to happen. But, well, let's actually, before we wrap this all up, let's quickly refresh ourselves on the week 7 results, that is tonight, and to catch ourselves back up on all that action, what happened. We've started things off with a 4-7 victory from Nocturnal over Rens, but that was a very, very valiant effort from the Rens squad to potentially play for an upset. Calypso and Elevate scored themselves relatively quick matchups, 7-2 and 7-1 respectively, and Grumpy Grapes wrapped things up as yet another close, very long matchup, 8-7 against Phoenix.
Yeah, and well, I mean that is it. The final play day is done. The stage is set going into the playoffs. So that basically leaves us done for the night. Big thank you to our sponsors, ZQ Racing, Computer Alliance, Intel, making all of this possible, as well as Cooler Master and Asus ROG on the backside of it as well. Ubisoft ANZ as well, providing a huge amount of support to the league, giving us this opportunity to provide a space for the women's league, who honestly they are some insane players. And I say it every week. I could not be more ready for our next week of play. It is playoffs. It is the semi-finals. It will decide who is going into the grand finals and who is playing in third, fourth place match. And well, we otherwise that is us done for the regular season. Cthulhu, we made it.
Indeed.
We did it.
We made it. Yeah, that's one way to really describe it. Honestly, no. Season 4 has been by far one of the most competitive seasons that I've personally got to witness, and honestly, I could not be any more happier for the way how many teams progressed so far, from starting from season 1, where we had a few hiccups for quite a few teams, and now it's a full-blown borderline pro league here.
Yeah, I mean, even the progression alone in this season has been phenomenal. But we're not done yet. We have playoffs. They are coming up. So make sure you're here next week, and we will see you next time, guys.
Get elite real-world performance for your desktop PC with 10th Gen Intel Core processors. If you're looking to game, create, live stream, or stay productive, 10th Gen Intel Core processors deliver an optimal balance of frequency, cores, and threads to handle real-world usages. Get enthusiast-level performance with an Intel Core i9 processor, up to 5.3 GHz clock speed for peak gaming performance and content creation workloads. Or for competitive gameplay and content creation, choose an Intel Core i7 with up to 5.1 GHz clock speed to handle your demanding applications. The Intel Core i5 processor with up to 4.8 GHz gives you a seamless AAA gaming and entertainment experience. And with up to 4.6 GHz clock speed, the Intel Core i3 is a great fit for everyday tasks and productivity. If you're looking to push your system even further, get additional performance headroom with unlocked 10th Gen Intel Core processors, supported by Intel's advanced overclocking controls. Bring elite, real-world performance to your desktop PC with 10th Gen Intel Core processors.
inside of these walls within. I don't recognize who I've turned into. I'm losing hope in getting myself back. Everything around me is starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hurt again. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I've met my match again, starting from scratch again. Where's the pleasure in all this pain? Don't you lie to me. Say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone else. I've never felt more divided than now. Every word that leaves your lips never means how it sounds. You've conquered the best of me, could have just set me free. Games that you play are just sickening. Now I'm beside myself, no one your fucking hell. Let me just go, let me just go. And don't you lie to me. Say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone else.
You are my strangest addiction. I could say I'll quit without any conviction. Broke my own heart this time for believing that a ghost could find a body alive that hasn't seen the other side. So don't call me, I'll find something to escape my mind. What's the cost when there's no love lost between us? So burn the letters, there's a tragedy in every ember. strangest addiction. I could say I'll quit without any conviction.